Fine. And you?
I'm doing fine myself. Devil Hunter James is not going to be able to talk today because he doesn't have a mic or webcam. So we're just going to go over anything he has to say via the chat on our end. And I better let everyone know that we're live officially on Twitter. So if you want to start off, go ahead by all means, start off with whatever you want.
Well, really, the thing I want to talk about is Democrat 4, of course. It's the
Yeah.
gameplay we saw with Virgil and Trish. Stars, I'm very impressed with Virgil. Though the thing that disappoints me is his trick actions for Dark Slayer. Since Dark Slayer is no longer in existence for Virgil and Democrat 4, it's called trick action in the game. Thing is, from what Greg said, for you to use trick up, you must press triangle. For you to use trick down, you need to use double trigger and lock on down back. I mean down
Yeah,
circle. You know what I mean?
yeah, I have a problem with that too. It's like you got rid of the style system, and that was the one thing I knew was going to happen. It was like, okay, they're bringing in moves from DMC. What are we going to see? Are we going to see the way that trick up and down works in that game, and
Yeah, that was my fear
teleportation?
too.
And I was like, I know that was going to be the problem, and the way that they did it is so awkward. It's like, hey, you can only trick
Double
down in
mix
DT, or you can only trick towards enemies while shooting a sword. Like,
with embedded
why?
swords. Why?
Like
Why?
the problem with that is that in DMC, it was the reason why I was like that is because of the lack of lock on,
Control.
and then they
Control option.
reintroduced lock on, so it was just kind of pointless to do it
Pointless.
that way, you know?
Right. Yeah. And another thing is I don't mind that the action to have embedded swords to travel, as long as if you get full distance. I thought that you could still freely teleport to your enemy, but you get half the distance that you normally would if you have the sword embedded in the enemy. So you can just
Yeah,
go
I
straight to the
agree.
tool. Yeah, that would have been a better option.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would work out a lot better, just personally.
Yeah, that's
What
how I
was James
thought.
saying?
And after seeing the gameplay, I just like, oh my god, that impresses me a bit.
Yeah, James,
Just this.
you can only trick down while in DT, not without it, James.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's whereas in DMC3 it was you can trick down whenever you wanted to, really.
Yeah, and also in Devil Trigger for Virgil, you can teleport like anywhere. Basically, like Dante's trickster dashes, you have infinite dashes. You can go anywhere in any
Yeah,
direction.
yeah, yeah, and I mean
Makes
that
you
that's. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it makes you wonder if can he have like three teleports like Dante can? He can teleport three times in the air.
Yeah, consecutively, like yeah, that's something I want to know too. I mean, because we've seen how he plays, but there's not like we haven't seen the full extent of him. If you know what I'm
The
saying,
true
like
in depth of it. Yeah.
yeah, like
And
like the thing is that you might see the Japanese developers or you might see Gregoman play the game, but they only play the
the
game for
Japanese
so many
developer going more
hours.
in depth.
Right.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you
Sorry.
know,
Go ahead.
yeah, like we're only gonna see like a certain level of play. Like Gregoman and the developers, they're not as good as your average Devil May Cry player. Like
Yeah, that's
they're
true.
like casual players, and I mean, I'm not sure if you
I'm not
saw during
not to
the
sound
live
rude.
stream, and I'm not sure if you saw during the live stream where like somebody was like, "Damn, Greg, you suck," and he was all like, "Yeah, you can get banned."
Yeah,
But
I
I mean,
know.
but
The funny thing
it's
is, with the
true.
Trish, yeah, it's true. With the Trish stream, like, me and some other people call him a scrub when he died against a blitz. I'm like, oh, how many times you played Democrat for it and you cannot be a blitz by now?
Right.
I'm
I
sorry,
mean, he
but
works
no.
at Capcom, so he should know
Yeah, he should at least
the
have
amount
more
of changes.
experience. Like, he has a dev thing, so he should at least have a little more of advantage than us do right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, that's kind of scrubby of you, Greg. No offense, much.
Well, James, like the thing is, and I'm sorry to cut you off, Brandon,
That's
but
good,
like
man.
just to address what James is saying, like yeah, I mean higher level players could spam Judgment Cut End, but is that stylish? I mean,
It can
personally, I
be
don't think
style
so.
me though, but other than that, that's questionable, I guess. Subjective opinion.
Right. I mean, like spamming it, no, because I mean, then that'd just be, Kyle 3.0 or 4.0 at this point, because Unity is looking for Kyle 3.0, and for those of you who don't know my opinion on Sam D, I think he's Kyle 2.0, and I actually like Kyle. For those of you that don't know, I
Um,
actually do like Kyle. I
he
liked his
retired,
videos
right?
back in the day. Yeah, he quit at one point. I don't know when he quit or how, like, what was the reasoning behind it, but like I found out like not too long ago that he quit.
Hmm. That's quite unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, well, like for a decent level player, that like when I saw that way back when, and I was really bad, like that inspired me to try to get better. So I mean, to an extent, yeah, I mean, sure, he's okay, but when you compare him to somebody like Don Gary, like he's not that great. Although Virgil might fit to his playstyle with all that aerial stinger and aerial judgment cut and whatnot.
Ariel Singer, that's the first.
Yeah,
That's the last thing.
yeah,
That's the last thing I expected.
yeah. I was just like, I don't know how I feel about that. I need to see how that works with like the timing and
Only
all that. But
effective I can see for it right now is the fight against Sanctinus. Because he had a shield. No, I can see
yeah,
that. Just stinging the thing over and over.
yeah, that might actually be the strategy to go with on Virgil. Just use summon swords and just while using that, just aerial sticker and you're good to go.
Yeah.
You were blown away once you saw the Star Rave combos. You mean the ones from DMC get ported over to this version of Virgil?
Star Wave, you mean Rising Star? After they use Rapid Slash, he goes in the air.
Yeah, I think so. Is that what you mean, James?
Or you mean just aerial wave for Virgil?
I mean, like some of the combos for Virgil coming in from. Oh, this was for Dante. I
Dante?
didn't.
Uh,
I
Star
haven't.
Wave.
I think I may have seen the Dante gameplay. I don't remember if I have.
Yeah, I seen Donkey gameplay, but I didn't like I seen it a couple of times, but I didn't like went into depth of scanning through it. The only
Yeah, I
thing that
mean,
caught my eyes is his stinger. Like stinger seems to be buffed a little bit, but I could be wrong. Cause look, the distance seems greater than it was on the PS3, Xbox 360 version,
yeah, I
and
mean,
of
like.
course his.
Oh, hey, Koth joined in.
Oh, it's cause.
Yep. Koth, you might want to put on some headphones.
Yeah, or turn it off.
I don't know. It's all other people. More of a
Hold on,
community.
I'm find some headphones real quick.
I don't need to do it.
My ears. No, he left. Yeah, let him
Yeah,
find
he's
some
probably gonna get
headphones.
his headset or something.
Yeah, let him find some headphones, but he'll like since Koss is a higher level player, he'll be able to go into more detail as to how things work. Because
Yeah,
I'm an average player, but I don't you know I'm better than casual players at Devil May Cry, but I casually play Devil May Cry, and
yeah,
that's
I
what most people
yeah,
don't know about me.
yeah. I get you saying. I'm the same way. But as of lately, I've been on Devil May Cry 4 and 3 and 2 the most. Because the main reason I'm playing is playing 2 is for Trish because I'm itching to play as Trish. So I'm like, okay, give me Trish, give me Trish, give me Trish.
Yeah, I can say for someone who actually likes Devil May Cry 2 despite being a bad game, um,
I don't
Trish
consider
actually
Devil May Cry 2 a bad game, just like more like an unfinished game or just a rushed sequel. That's what I see it as.
it actually wasn't
I don't
even
see it as a bad game as most people do. Meant to be a
it.
Devil May Cry game, I know.
Yeah, it was never meant to be a Devil May Cry game, which is why like when people say is Devil May Cry 2 worse than DMC, I say no because it was never meant to be a Devil May Cry game.
You guys can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear.
Well, personally, I consider DMC worse than DMC 2 for all the different reasons from Devil May Cry
Yeah.
2.
Yeah. So
Oh, hey, Cos.
yeah, Koss is in. Dagger might join in a little bit later, possibly. I know there's like a chat somewhere for the viewers. I don't know where that's at though.
Um, I can link it. I don't know where.
Oh wait, I think I see it.
Oh, Cos, can you turn your mic up a little bit?
It's just a stock mic on my laptop, so not really. I can't turn it up anymore.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I didn't notice that you were sending me messages on Twitter and all that.
Yeah, I was like, how should I join this shit? Then it was like,
Yeah, because I left the link and then it just there's a little gear and you can set everything up and it should be good to go from there. But we were just talking about the streams basically and just Virgil gameplay and Trish gameplay.
yeah, I
And
heard
how,
something about that.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
Us scrubs talking about this. We got a real Devil May Cry player on here now. Get some real input.
I don't know how. I don't think I'm better at DMC4 than I am at DMC Devil May Cry, but I can let you guys decide that when the game is up.
Yeah.
I see you spend the jump council like crazy for Virgil. My God, like I can't keep up with it.
Okay, well, the people that entered, and this is, I said this on round 3 and round 4. The people that entered are basically Kyle 3.0. That's what they're going for. And the people that are voting, that's what they wanted. Whereas Koss was actually, in control of everything and actually being stylish. They were just like, meh, we'll vote for Kyle 3.0. And it
Oh,
really
wow.
upsets me that, like, Koss didn't get the chance to win either round. But luckily, with round 4, he was actually in second place. He tied in with Michelle Gunn, which I was actually quite surprised he even tied in with Michelle
Wait, I
Gunn.
got second place?
Yeah, dude, you got second place.
That's-
Damn it!
Here, let me show you this.
Fucking still didn't win, even fucking though.
You all can see this, right?
I see black.
See black. Hold on.
Racist.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Fair point.
It's alright, I'll buy the fucking game.
Can you all see this now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. Oh wait, it
Okay.
disappeared.
It disappeared.
Well, I can
And oh, there we go. And disappeared again.
All right,
Okay,
present to everyone. Okay. Is it good now?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So here, like, you tied in with Michelle Gunn, but apparently this guy won, and I
How?
haven't even seen that guy's video.
Why did he win when I tied in with him? The fuck?
Yeah, you got into second place, but you tied in with Michelle Gunn on second place.
I'll be right back, guys.
Well, if I had a few more people win.
And I'm actually kind of surprised Michelle Gunn didn't win this round.
Oh, really?
How highly?
Is that how it is now? You think Michelle Gunn should have won? Alright.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just
Right, done.
I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that, like, how Greg has a bias for like certain DMC Devil May Cry players. I'm surprised he didn't have Michelle Gunn win automatically by default.
Sorry about that. My mother called me.
You
Yeah.
should have won automatically because we tied in. So
Yeah, so just to kind of get back on topic with the Virgil gameplay, we were just talking about how he, basically the moves that were borrowed in from DMC aren't that great. There's a few that work, but like the fact that they got rid of like the Dark
Dark
Slayer
Slayer.
style and the way that
Virgil
trick
has
up and
never
down
made me
works.
do it. The up and down is a
Well,
little bit silly, but
yeah, that's it. That's what thing you're talking about. It's kind of ridiculous having just plain circle. You go up and have to be double trigger to go down. Now, that's kind
they
of
should have kept
ridiculous.
aim down. I mean, aim down. Jesus Christ, lock on and
Directional
up.
input.
Yeah,
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 I
that's
don't know.
the way that it works in Devil May Cry 3 was fine. Like that didn't
yeah.
need to be
They could
changed.
improve that. They could just improve upon that, like I said before, with the swords. Like you have half distance if you don't have embedded swords in the enemy, but if you do have an embedded sword in the enemy, you cover full distance.
Yeah, that would I think, and again, I think that would work. Like my other complaint about Virgil is the fact that, and I didn't bring this up when you weren't here, Cost, but my other complaint with Virgil is the fact that he didn't get a new style. He could have easily gotten a doppelganger. Like, why
Yes, like
isn't that a thing?
yes, like Doppelganger, Swordmaster, his own version of Royal Guard, and Dark Slayer.
Well, guys, he kind of has double ganger. When you have full concentration, he has the shadow and actually does extra head. That shadow
Yeah,
actually does.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you
Well,
for
like,
confirming
but
that.
I mean, like a legitimate style. Like in Devil May Cry 3 when Dante had it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't expect that. I know Capcom will be too fucking lazy for that, especially when they already added two other characters.
yeah.
Yeah. Like James, I absolutely agree. Devil May Cry 3 had it absolutely perfect, and this might be the one thing that deters me from playing as Virgil. As much as I want to play as him, it's gonna
Is that
possibly
the
deter me. Like
yeah?
just the
I
way that he
agree.
works in this. Like he might play really well, but just the way that he functions, it just doesn't seem like it would work.
It seems like they shoehorn DMC in for the sake of it.
Yeah, and in terms of like DMC, watch them try to put in like DMC costumes. I've been
Oh my
saying
god.
that since my speculation video, but watch them do it. If it's not
I
in
didn't see
there,
the
it's going to be
speculation
DLC.
video. Yeah, I was thinking about that yesterday too. Like, I have a feeling they're gonna bring in DNC costumes
Yeah, I've been
just
mentioning.
for
Here, why don't I link that to you so that way you can see it? But I've been saying that since a few months ago. Like they're gonna do that, and I also pretty much predicted that they were gonna bring in Trish and Lady. I was like, I don't think they're gonna do it because they're pretty lazy, but hey, if they do it,
I was
that'd be
blown
pretty
away when
cool.
I found out. I was really blown away. Like, really, Trish and Lady in the game?
Yeah,
Day
I
one
was
by.
like, yeah, people were telling me like, yo, you like predicted this shit, and I was like, what? Here's the
No, that was the reason I surprised you when you said Lady and Trish might be in the game. I was like, this guy might know actually something. But I
Yeah,
surprised
no,
you.
I don't work for Capcom. People think I legitimately work for Capcom. I'm
No, no,
just
I knew that. That's the
He's just a
reason. I was like,
messenger.
he told me something about two extra characters, and you called it, and I was like, this guy maybe Capcom fans knows shit. So that's a fact.
yeah, no, that was just a lucky prediction. I was just like, no, I was just like, I highly doubt it, but if they do, that would just be an interesting thing to see. Like, I would like to see Lady to be playable and then Trish to return as a playable character. So that was the one thing I was genuinely happy about when I found out that was a thing.
You were
Well,
suspicious
since
as
still on
shit.
topic of Virgil, yeah, since three, she should have been playable in three, honestly.
3 special edition, yeah, definitely in special edition. Like
Yeah,
that should have been a thing. I mean, because like I've said in the video, like Lady is a character that is it would seem like she'd be more dedicated for people who like using Gunslinger. And I mean, there's
yeah,
not many people. I haven't seen many people use Gunslinger to like, especially in 3, where it's like that's all they use is guns, you know. Like I've never seen that. Like or not never. I've hardly seen it. Like it's not as common as seeing people using Trickster and Swordmaster and possibly
Swordmaster is
Royal
my
Guard.
game.
Yeah.
Road Guard's like the least common, unless you really, good for bragging rights sake. You can block everything.
Really? Royal Guard was my shit in the MC3.
I
I didn't use
hardly ever used it.
Yeah, I didn't use
Like
it either.
I wanted to like Quicksilver, and I do use it on very rare occasions, but the problem I have with it is that it's not the PC version of Devil May Cry 3 where you can just swap to any other style you want to. So like
Uh,
imagine going from Swordmaster to Quicksilver and then going straight to Gunslinger. That would just be insane.
and slowing down time.
What do you guys think of Virgil control
I,
ability? Virgil's
me.
control ability when he's
Once.
zipping
Oh,
around?
for okay, he means for his double trigger rapid slash. You
Oh,
saw
yeah.
how Greg
That's
did it.
like yeah, for today's video, oh my god, that was just insanity.
I thought you could spam Stinger, but good lord, that was faster than Stinger. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, DT Dante, you can spam Stinger all over the place, but
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
like I don't know if that they made it look more, and I don't know if this was the case in DMC, but they made it look more like DMC's Rapid Slash compared to Devil May Cry 3's. I don't know how I feel about that, but it looks nice in this, like especially in DT.
Yeah.
Guys,
Reverse
since,
slash makes him 180. Yeah.
since Super Character in Devil May Cry 4 on console has the infinite world gag, whatever it's called, the maximum, it's like from the get go.
Yeah,
I'm
from
gonna
the
be
PC version, right?
doing this shit.
Oh, so what else can we talk about Virgil? Because there's a lot we can go over when it comes to Virgil.
The fucking
Let's talk
aerial
about his down trigger.
cancel.
What happened?
The
Aerial Stinger?
aerial is really easy to jump cancel. It just puts you in that position.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's right. Grant said you can jump cancel it into aerial wave, right? Or anything else.
Well, since it pushes you backward, I think the only thing you can go in, like aerial snigger jump cancel to Starfall, jump cancel that to aerial rave or something like that.
Aerial Judgment Cut.
Yeah, or you can
Yeah.
do some
Just
like
charge,
summon
just
sword
the
action.
cart.
You can do that, yeah. But I think the
Yeah.
best thing to do is just to keep them in the air with the summon swords, or like stop them from getting knocked back or something like that.
Yeah.
Different combos. I'm gonna be doing
Yeah.
all that. So don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a few. No, I lost it.
I mean, like, okay, as far as like Virgil's combos go, I mean, like, if we're gonna talk about like Force Edge and Yamato, since they're used in tandem, my biggest complaint with it is round trip.
Round trip. Yeah.
Yeah, the way that
It
round
doesn't
trip
track.
works.
It just. No, I have mixed feelings about Drive too. Because by the looks of it, Virtual has half the range and it looks like the damage isn't compared to Dante's level 1
Yeah.
overdrive.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I mean, like, I
Or
like the
quick
fact
drive,
that
I
the
mean.
move is there, because then that means we have more to work with compared to Devil May Cry 3's Virgil. But the
Yeah.
thing about round trip, like, and I just want to focus directly on round trip. It's like I hate the fact that you can do it, and then immediately as soon as you hit triangle, unless if you weapon swap, it comes right back to you, so you can't use
Yeah.
Yamato. Like, why is that a thing? Because like before it was like you can be in.
Well, per se.
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Like in Devil May
It's
Cry
okay, go
3,
ahead. I'll let you finish.
you can do round trip, right? And then immediately, if you can time it well enough, you can go into Judgment Cut and just basically do both moves at the same time if you time them correctly. Whereas in this game, it's like, oh, hey, now you got a weapon swap fast enough, and if you can time it right, then you can do it.
Oh well, personally though, I don't see that as a big issue, but I will miss it. I will admit that because for reasons you explained. Plus, like I usually do that myself. I switch over to a different weapon, in Democrat 3.
Yeah.
But Dante has the exact same thing for his round trip. Because you throw it, call it back. Because I make that mistake a number of times, which is why I don't use round trip for Dante. When I do it though, I
Yeah,
gotta keep my
I
do
prefer
not hit
drive
drive
for
though.
Dante.
Yeah, drive. Yeah, Trish draft looks interesting too, though. But as far as if I compare to Dante and Virgil's, though, I may use Virgil's less just because his quick drive look like Dante's as far as damage and his range is pretty meh. Same goes for his
Yeah.
overdrive. Now he has one big shockwave and has half the range as no, not even half the range as Dante and Nero's and Trish's drive and maximum bit.
Yeah, Trisha Drive has about eight waves, or exactly 8 waves, and that's just what James is bringing up. I've noticed a lot of people have been saying that. I wasn't able to see all of them just because I was watching the live stream at a very low quality because every time I try to watch it at a higher quality, it crashes on me. So I wasn't able to see how many exactly she was able to do, but I noticed that she did more than what Dante and Virgil would be doing.
It made me question like how's our damage comparison.
Yeah, I mean, like she can possibly be doing a whole lot of these overdrives, but potentially they could all be very weak. Hence why she does so many.
Yeah, but I can see how. Wait, what do you think of Sparta as a whole? I like Sword Sparta for Trish.
I like the sword, but my main complaint about it is the fact that considering what's going on in the story, I think Trish should have Alistair and Ifrit.
Yeah, I
Because I
agree.
mean, basically all of her combos are Alistair and Ifrit combos. It's basically what they are. And especially if you
It,
consider what her moveset it was in Devil May Cry 2.
yeah, she had a flame of face if the sword's at her hand.
And, and I mean, okay, for Virgil having Beowulf and Force Edge, I don't mind it
It's
as
like
much as
fan
like Trish
service.
having Sparta. Because with that it's like, oh hey, we don't really feel like putting in new bosses. Whereas this is just like
Lazy.
all they have to do is just add in a weapon skin. That's all they have to do.
Yeah, it's really fan service to have Beowulf and Force Edge in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same thing with Sparta. I mean, like having the
yeah.
Sparta sword actually be usable outside of modding the game is something
Yeah.
that people want. And I mean, I think.
Uh,
Go ahead.
oh, that's okay. Go ahead. I lost my train of
All
thought.
right.
Go ahead.
And I mean, I think that the nice thing is that unlike modding the the Sparta sword into like Dante's sword or whatever rebellion, you can actually see it like extend and shape shift and whatnot. So I think that's nicer than having to mod it. But
Yeah.
that's just me personally.
Yeah, it's actually a proper weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Now, well, we're gonna
Oh, I
switch over
just
to.
noticed that Cross left.
Yeah, I think he's left because of the mics or something. I don't know. Hopefully he comes back because we do need his expertise in this discussion.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, we could definitely do this again too, because I mean, I don't know how long we plan on doing this. We'll go on
I think that was
forever, but
as long as you can because you're the host.
yeah, I mean, I don't care. I'll go as long as you guys want. But I'd definitely do like another one of these just for fun, just to get more input on these, and just various opinions and thoughts on the whole matter.
So we're going to go ahead and talk about Trish gameplay now, or we just going to finish talking about
Um,
Virgil and then move on.
Well, yeah, I think there's still a little bit more we can go over with Virgil. Like, I like the fact that they took some abilities with Virgil from 3, like jump instead of like having to jump cancel and do the aerial lunar phase, you can now just
Yeah,
automatically do it. Like I like that. Like that's a good change, like take things that players discover and turn them into abilities, if they're good, if they make the game a little bit more stylish.
yeah. And they probably can learn from fans like us right now. I mean, we're giving out some ideas that can be worthy for like Demograph 4, but that's of course
Yeah.
it's part of opinion based. So what can you do?
Yeah. Uh, James is bringing up. I did some research and checked the frames for Virgil's teleport. It's 10 frames. That's a
Fraction of a
fraction of
second.
a second. James, how much do you know about frame data? Because I'm
Yeah, I'm a
not
new
too
with it.
familiar with it. Oh, Lord Dagger's going
60
to
frames
watch. I
equals
don't know if he's actually gonna. The, hold on. Does Dagger
60
want to
frames equals
join
1 second.
in?
Ah, okay. So 30 equals half a second, right? Yeah. Okay. So it's true. 60 frames is better than 30.
Yeah, I
which
don't. I
is
don't.
which is almost gonna agree. Almost gonna agree with that. 60 frames makes any game virtually better. So just want to point
Yeah,
that
I
out
mean,
there.
I used to be on that idea that some games it's fine they could be at 30, but not ever since I saw like certain games like the Evil Within run at 60, I'm just like every game needs to be at 60. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken, Samurai Warriors 4, like all the Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors games run at 30. I think the ones that got ported over to the PS4 are actually running at 60, and also the Samurai Warriors 2 HD collection, which is also Japan exclusive, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh
But
wait, what? Semi Worlds that had an HD collection?
yeah,
I did
it's
not know that.
Japan. It's Japan exclusive. Let me link this to you. It's
Of
Japan
course it
exclusive, so it's
is.
gonna be it's gonna be in all Japanese. But honestly, I would pick that up just to play Empires again because that's like the best iteration of Empires.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm just gonna, I can pull this up. Hold on. Yeah, got it now. I don't know why I was typing in Samurai Warriors when you're supposed to type it in the Japanese title, but here it is. But yeah, as far as like Virgil goes, yeah, I'm glad they took moves that worked, but I'm also disappointed that they took
That
moves that don't
things
work.
that did work.
Yeah,
That did work. And
or
took it
all
away.
alter or just downright get rid of things that did work. Oh, one more thing about Virgil, the concentration gauge or meter. I think that needs to be a thing for all of the characters in a Devil May Cry 5 or Devil May Cry 0, whenever that becomes a thing. And that's just mainly just to keep up with Virgil. I mean, if these
That can
characters
work.
want
Basically, you have a super
to have
meter, right?
basically have a
Yeah.
super meter, yes and no. What I mean is that each character should have their own variation of the concentration meter, but they should do different things. Like maybe Trisha's would increase her speed, but not her attack, whereas
How about
Virgil.
her speed and her elemental damage, like whatever
Yeah,
electricity
yeah, or
based
something
attacks?
like that. Yeah,
Yeah, electricity
yeah.
based
Or like
attacks would be
with Dante, it would be like something like
similar to Virgil's.
speed and
My bad.
damage buff, right?
Yeah,
And with Nero, it might be just damage buff or something like that.
yeah. Yeah, that can work. I agree
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that.
yeah, James. Like, so each meter for different characters would be attributes for that would just be augmented for each character depending on what you have to do.
I'm thinking about Democrats too, Devil Trigger system. You know, you could change the abilities for it, like to fly, to run faster, to have different
Yeah,
elemental. I actually
I
want to see the
didn't.
return
I actually didn't like that. That's something I didn't like. I actually prefer the Devil Trigger being based off of the Devil Arm that you have.
weapons.
Yeah,
As far
like
as
I
currency
prefer
goes, I
that.
agree to that, but I do like to having to customize my own Devil Trigger where I want it to be, rather than having a weapon preset towards it. No, that's
Yeah,
just me.
you know, and I'm kind of like, and I'm gonna bring this up later down in the stream, but I'm kind of going over that in the upcoming video, where I'm going
Hmm.
over the possibility of how we can make a the three-tiered, or actually technically a four-tiered Devil Trigger system canonical, like officially canonical, because I mean it's been hinted at within the novels and within the art book, but there's nothing official like gameplay wise, you know. Yeah, it's an interesting concept, but there's gotta be a proper way to implement it. So I'm thinking
Yeah, give it time.
if you're gonna do it, you would have to change it via the divinity statues. Because I mean, how would you change that on the fly when you have, on the fly style switching, you have on the fly weapon swapping and whatnot? Where's your free space at that point? There's no way you can implement that. I mean, sure you can argue maybe one of the analog sticks if you click one of them in, but how would that work? Like how
It's like,
effectively would that work?
wait, doesn't the one analog sticks change the camera for the enemy? Like we lock on and switch targets, so that's like one right there
Possibly.
already used.
Pretty
Make
sure they
sure.
threw it out the window. I thought they used it in a novel, and Dante goes into like his final form.
Yeah, in Democrat 3 manga, he was fighting Alice, and he went to his Majin Devil Trigger, and this is before his Devil Trigger awakened. So this could be something.
Yeah, and that's like that's something I want to get into in the upcoming video. I don't want to talk about it too much because it's like I want to save it because it's something just to kind of go over what it is going to be about. It's basically just going to be about how I would have made DMC in the sense that it wouldn't even be
It's
called
more.
DMC. It would actually be a canonical game, and it would actually be close to the lore and be respectful to the lore and all that, and actually be a Devil May Cry game. Left stick, right stick,
Let's
center,
say.
camera.
Okay. He's talking about
Yeah,
the
yeah,
controls
yeah.
for the
So
game.
like you can't even you wouldn't even be able to use the analog stick at that point. So at that point you would just have to switch them via the divinity statues. First step, make Dante not look stupid. Agreed. That is absolutely. I agree with that.
Well, personally though, how I know DMC, I wouldn't make it based around new characters. That's what DMC should have been, around new characters,
Yeah,
not rebooting, not alternate dimension, not anything stupid like that.
yeah, yeah. Well, what I would have done, and this is the only thing that I'm going to spoil. What I would have done is I would have made a series called Origins, where we go over the backstories of characters like Dante and Nero and Virgil and possibly other characters that we can introduce before introducing them into the main series. You know?
Yeah, I said something like that before in one of your streams. Like they should do like a Democrat timeline game where it have different points of the characters, like Dante
Yeah.
during the time he was
Well,
not himself.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's different ways they can do it. I mean, you could say they can do something like that for Sparta, but then it's like, well, that would kind of defeat the purpose of a Devil May Cry Zero at that
Uh,
point.
yeah, yeah. Sparta needs his own game because there's a lot of factors around Sparta that is quite, pieces and pieces. Like how Sparta still this power away in Democrat 3, right? With Force Edge.
Yeah.
How did he fight, the spirit embodiment, I think, or Acacias, how you pronounce his name, in Devil May Cry 2, if his power was still away. Like this was before Team Negru or after.
Right.
Or
Right. There needs to be
like
some kind of something needs to be explained here. Like that. That's all I would have to say about that. Nero needs to be fleshed out. Yeah, I agree.
yes.
I
I think
agree.
he,
I
he
think
needs to go back to the drawing board. Like his Nero himself is like a walking plot hole, walking confusion. Like who is he? Where did he come from? What's his connection to Sparta or Virgil?
and
He
I mean
can't be Virgil.
that might
Like
get
doing like
explained. Like that might actually end up getting retconned in the new cutscene. Like, oh yeah, we're just gonna go with what everybody thinks it is. He is Virgil's son, and he's
that's
been.
kind of lazy. I'm sorry, that's kind of lazy if they actually just like okay, let's make him Virgil's son for the sake of it. No, I'm sorry,
Yeah, I
I'm
think that's what
definitely
they're gonna
against that.
do. I really think that's what they're gonna do. I mean, do you really think Capcom's gonna come up with something interesting at this point? Like,
This is Capcom we're talking about here. We're lucky if we get a special edition for Diamond Crown
can we
4.
talk about the opening cutscene for Virgil? Sure, we can talk about that.
Yes, we
Um,
can.
uh,
Simply is awesome.
Okay, before we talk about that, I want to admit that yeah, I kind of went, a little bit overboard when I was saying, "Oh yeah, that is Nero's mom," because we don't know. That could just be a
Yeah,
random NPC. So I'll take the
yeah, I
blame
was
for
about
that
to say
one.
that too. Yeah, I was
Like,
like, no, I wasn't going to comment on that, but I was like, I better now because I don't want to be like rude or anything like that. Because I like, no,
no, I mean,
that can't be Nero's mom because some person looked at him.
no, yeah, I mean,
It happens to be a woman, of course.
I mean, okay, like I mean, like whenever I post something, I'm okay with you guys calling me out on it. I mean, by all means, correct me when I'm wrong. Like I want to be corrected just so that you guys can say like, hey, yeah, you did something wrong here.
Right? You're not the only person who would think that because a lot of people all of a sudden like, oh my God, it's
Jumped on
Nero's
it
mom.
immediately, like
Yeah.
immediately, yeah.
And me and a couple of people on other videos like, how can you assume this is Nero's mom? This could be some other person looking at him because he was
Right,
walking pretty suspiciously in Incarnito, so someone just
right,
happened to
yeah.
notice.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I take full responsibility on assuming that was the case.
It's fighting scary. I know it's so convenient how like no one saw him fight the scary rules, no one saw him
I
hit on
think
a cloak.
that was just a time convenience thing. Like he was able to defeat them before they got out of the church.
Yeah, I say the same thing. Like, wow, those people are so lucky.
Right?
People got so lucky.
They would have been okay. You thought they were overreacting when Dante shot the Pope, okay?
Oh my God.
They would have saw Virgil and they would have just died automatically.
And they were like, oh my God, you guys got lucky. The Scarecrows will murder you guys, and
Man,
not Virgil
I'm gonna be
himself.
right back. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay. I think they would face seeing another something Sparta. Yeah, they probably would. Because I got a feeling they probably do know that Dante and Virgil do exist. Because the Order know about Dante, as you can see from the story in Devil May Cry 4. So it's possible they know about Virgil. Well, it's obviously they know about Virgil just by they know about Neo Angelo, the fragments used to create those walking knight armors and other stuff like Yamamoto and whatnot. Devil May Cry 4 should have had like a more deeper story than they really have right now, considering that it has a lot of plot holes. It's kind of sad and sucks to think that we could have had a much bigger, deeper game than what we got now. Well, the novel is not canon, but that is a good point. He did visit him in the novel. People often bring up the novel, but it's actually not canon. It's just an adaptation to the game. Same way you adapt a book to a movie, the game adapted to a book. And Down's back. It seems like you're trying to slightly follow through the sense that novel Virgil was the full-tone version of Dante. Yeah, you're right. Hey, Down, you back? No, I guess not. Hold on, I'm getting something to drink.
Oh, I'm sorry if you guys heard like background noise.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard somebody yelling.
Oh, that was my stepdad. He's watching the game, I think. But I'm sorry. What were we talking about?
Well, me and Dagger, sorry, not Dagger, what, Devil Hunter James were talking about Virgil's visit in the novel, and they're trying to follow the footsteps in the novel that Virgil visited before Dante. And of course, I pointed out that the novel's not canon, but he did brought up a good point about Saint Virgil visited Sanctinus in the novel. They're probably following that aspect of the novel.
So they're retconning the novel into the actual game's canon.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I guess you could say that.
I mean,
This is why we need a story mode, people.
Yeah, we need an official timeline. I don't think we have one. I mean, there's an art book that kind of confirms the official timeline. That is, Devil May Cry 3.
But it's never been
1.
implemented though, unfortunately.
Yeah, like
art book says something about Nero being Virgil's son, but it's never been implemented. So can it be canon, or just what is an idea? But it's never been officially implemented into Devil May Cry verse. So that's the thing that we need an answer to that as well.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Like, there's a lot of things that need to be answered. That's why, like, when people were upset about DMC being announced, they weren't just upset about the look. They were upset about the fact that a lot of questions were gonna go unanswered.
Yeah, that's true.
Like for me, and I'm sorry to interrupt. Like, for me, it was like I'm upset because not only do I get to lose one of my favorite characters that I grew up with, but I also don't get to know the questions, or I won't get any of my questions answered.
Yeah, I had the same feeling too. Like, Dante was like basically part of my childhood. Democrat in general.
Yeah, exactly. Like, a lot of these Capcom titles are just a part of your childhood, and you're just either upset or just mad about it because of what Capcom does with them.
Yeah, to think that what Ninja Theory did to Devil May Cry is just like, ugh. Yeah, somebody may call us like, too emotional to a video game character, but that doesn't matter because who cares? Like, same reason that you enjoyed the TV show in your childhood. It sucks that it got canceled at this point. Same reason why we are so passionate about Devil May Cry, video games in general, because we really did enjoy it.
Yeah, and I mean, like here's the thing, like, if it had to be rebooted, which it didn't, it was unnecessarily rebooted, but if it had to be, like, why the drastic change? Like, why not just stick with the original formula? I mean, you can still do new stories with a reboot, but still have that original style, Like, look at Tomb Raider, for example.
Yes, good example. You did it right.
Tomb Raider, like Tomb Raider, and I'm not really a fan of Tomb Raider. I played the reboot. I haven't played the classics, but I know about them. I've seen gameplay of them. I've seen bits of the story. And for the most part, like, Lara Croft starts off as this character that's not like the original, and then by the end she's like,
yeah,
let's go, let's do this again.
Like, she's more independent now. She's more like, she's coming closer to her inner badass.
Yeah. Whereas Dante, it's like, and I think Vash said it best, Dante goes from, what makes you think I give a shit, to, I want to know more. Like, that's not good character development.
What happened? You might cut out. It must be me.
Okay, I'll repeat myself. So, like, I think Vash said it best. you know, Dante goes from what makes you think I give a shit to I want to know more. What makes that good character development?
Exactly. It's just like that though, because of like what happened? Oh, okay, yeah, you're right, James. It's just weird. Okay, well, are we going to talk about Trish, or are we going to finish talking about DMZ and then go on to Trish? Because we just went off topic here.
Yeah, Dagger says he can't get his mic to work, but he can hear us. He- Dagger, you can actually join in the chat if you want with James, and just write in the chat if you want, and we can
And
just
try to
address
fix
a
your
lot of your
mic.
stuff. Yeah. Trish
This
time?
must
Yeah,
stop.
Trish time.
Okay, we'll talk
Um,
about Trish.
yeah. Okay, so Trish is like exactly the way I wanted her to be, and it's
Okay,
just drastically improved.
okay. After seeing what Greg, he's still running. I think I have a new mic before next chat. Okay, you're welcome, James. Okay, I don't. Before Greg Scrubby Trish gameplay, I was so hyped for it, but now I'm hyped and like skeptical in some areas. Now, after seeing it in more depth than what we saw in Japanese gameplay, I'm quite
Yeah.
disappointed that she doesn't have weapon switching, and the reason behind it is kind of ludicrous. Because they try to get more newcomers. I mean, that's not a bad thing, but that's an excuse to get rid of weapon switching rather than just give her, weapon switching.
Yeah,
Because
because
newcomers too.
like what she can have is basically like here's what she can have. She can have Alistair, Ifrit,
Works.
Sparta if they really wanted to, Luce
Yeah, as
Nombre,
for guns, they can give her
and then
Pandora.
Pandora. Like that's what she can have,
Yeah,
and then maybe she can have the dual wielding MP5Ks from Devil May Cry 2,
like, I think she should like
or a
have
shotgun. I
weapons from
mean,
Democrat One, like no Democrat One and Two. Like she should have
or
grenade
Nightmare
launcher,
Beta.
Nightmare. Yeah, thank you, Nightmare
Yeah, Nightmare Beta would work.
or
Yeah,
Gamma. The one she had in Democrat Two. Of course, that was on the water, but that's could be.
yeah. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah,
Basically.
same thing.
Dagger, let me private message you the link to the chat really quick. Just or to this general discussion, so that way you can join in on
Needs
the.
more underwater again. Yeah, I agree. I don't want underwater levels again because Democrat 2 kind of did it for me because it was not fun. As much as I do enjoy water-based level, the underwater segment for Lucia was kind of
Annoying.
yeah, especially that boss fight.
Yeah,
Especially that
it's
boss
just
fight.
not fun. Yeah.
Like, oh heck no, no, big stop sign, no. That was,
Dagger, I just sent it to you, so you might want to check your
I
your
agree, James. That
thing.
boss sucks. Trish just makes it easier because you spam lightning bolts.
Yeah. Okay, everything about Trish, because you haven't played as Trish, right?
Who me?
Yeah.
I beat Democrat on difficulties.
Oh, okay. Because like for me, like Trish, she plays better than all the other characters in Devil May Cry 2, which is why I like Devil May Cry 2 a
But
lot more than.
she's more like Democrat one, a little more simple rather than having like just you have to use like analog stick and pause combos in order to use a full combo system. In
Right.
Democrat two, that's not a bad thing though. Just they don't tell you what the combos are. That's the
Yeah.
problem right there.
Yeah. They don't tell you about any of the combos for any of the characters, and that's the biggest problem. Like apparently there's different combos depending on how you swing
And
the
that's a yes
analog
and
stick.
no, James. Like as far as double trigger goes, like you can spin bolts and that's kind of OP. But for Dante's margin, like that does it right there.
Yeah.
That does it.
And
And one
like
thing is a fast head.
and like with Trish, the funniest thing about Trish is that like she could have been possibly like that character specifically could have been hinting at a multi-tiered DT system way before Devil
That
May
or
Cry 4 made it a
that
thing,
or they just lazy.
Yeah,
They're just lazy with design.
I
Either
mean,
way.
I would like to think so. Like, I would like to think that, there's a 4 tier rather than a 3 tier, as Vash thought it would be, where you start off with an aura, then a phantom, then a full possession, and then an ascended state.
About the aura part though. Dante and Virgil, those two specifically, can like conjure up demonic aura freely. So I doubt a Devil Trigger based on aura is kind of efficient since they can already do that at will.
Yeah. Um, Again, I mean, I'll go over more into that in my video when I get to that. But other gameplay aspects, I don't know how I feel about her borrowing moves from Dante and Virgil. Like, I just don't know how I
That's
feel.
not a bad thing. That's not really a bad thing. I mean, they've been doing that since the Democrat 2, but 3 technically. Be
Yeah, I
more
mean,
specific. I mean, Beowulf just a reskin with more combos of Beowulf, and I mean Ifrit and Gilgamesh is both Ifrit and Beowulf, so it's not really a big deal. Just
yeah, I'm okay with that.
what
Like,
can you expect? How many what can you like give Trish that's completely new? That's a rhetorical question, of course. But
yeah.
my point is like no, that's nothing
Well,
surprise. That's kind of basic to have like a dive kick,
yeah.
basic 1-2 combo.
Well, like the suspended lightning thing, like that's new. Like I like that. That's new. That's
Wait,
something they could work around.
what do you mean like
Um,
that Shoryuken where she does like a lightning streak in the air? That's what you talking about?
no. The one where you can like do the dive kick, and then like you leave like
Oh,
electricity, and then it leave enemies suspended in the air if they touch it.
yeah, that is
Yeah,
definitely a neat. That fits her character using electricity to her advantage.
yeah,
Sucks you only get used two at a time.
yeah. No, actually, I think that might be. Well, I noticed that there was a third one, but it like goes away within like 2 seconds. So you can get three out, but two are gonna actually stay out for a
When they
while.
said that she can use trap stuff, it's like oh sweet, she can like use electric traps and stuff. Like when I saw the gameplay, what traps at other than just shooting electricity out of her feet?
Right.
Like
I like
yeah,
the spinning kick
bird
move
kick.
that she's got. That's new.
Yeah, electric dance I think it's called. It's from Chung Li's
Yeah.
spinning bird kick. Yeah, that's a really neat attack she has.
I mean, like, okay, like, fine. If they're from from other Capcom games, I don't care. I mean, it's
I
new to
mean,
the Devil May
yeah,
Cry series,
yeah. The
and
gauntlets
I
in
mean,
Devil May
I
Cry
like
are
the idea
based.
that. I'm sorry.
The gauntlets in Devil May Cry are based off of Street Fighter moves and other fighting games outside of Street Fighter. So it's
Really? I didn't
that's
know that.
yeah. You know that like
Like, I
the
knew
Rising
the
Dragon.
Rising Dragon, but I didn't know
So you
about
can.
like a majority of the moves were like that.
Yeah, and, like Dante's on pause combo. He does like the multi kick, same goes with Virgil and Trish.
Okay.
Yeah, the multi kick is Chung Li's multi kick and other stuff. So yeah, there's some borrowed moves from Street Fighter
The
and other fighters out there.
James, which specific
All right,
move?
go ahead. He's talking about the dance on the spinning bird kick attack from Trish. That's new
Oh, okay.
for Devil May Cry in general.
The dance, yeah. Okay, and just to go on that move specifically, I like that Greg pretty much was like, yeah, you can pretty much use this with round trip and just be like OP.
Decimate, decimate almost
Yeah,
anything.
just be OP. Um,
Also, I wonder how the double trigger attributes would work for Trish because they said that her attacks would become electrified, but they already are electrified. I'm guessing they mean the words were different. I guess they mean like the attributes for electricity becomes enhanced, where it's stronger and more thicker. I guess no,
right, or it's
you
a
get what I'm trying to say, right?
yeah, yeah, or they're just using the word electrify as another way of saying, yeah, this is a
Enhanced.
stylish way to play, stylish way to play Trish.
Yeah.
So
Also,
instead
yeah,
of saying
that
stylish, they saw, oh, it's electrifying to play as Trish. It's like, what?
oh yeah, that cannon. That thing is like, oh my god, I'm gonna have fun with
Yeah.
that laser. Used
That
against the
Pandora
studio.
cannon, yeah, it's just the way that you can use it with the electricity suspended in the air. Oh, yeah, I noticed that too, James, that her pistols also charge like that, which is good. I like that.
Listen, and the animations we shoot out is exactly like Dante's, but just colored yellow and black rather than just red and black. I just noticed that.
No,
I'm too
no, I
into
think
detail to notice little things.
no, I think
Not
they're more like like the final boss in Devil May Cry 1 when Dante can use Alistair, or like whenever
No,
Dante
not
would use
that.
Alistair DT while shooting, that's basically what it was.
Yeah. I mean, when you fire out, you can see the flashes coming out. The flash animation is exactly like Dante, just recolored yellow and black rather than red and black.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, not the actual bullets flying out itself. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
the muzzle flash.
Oh, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying right now. As far as other moves go, was there anything really that you all noticed? Because I didn't really notice anything.
All they notice, well, you know Dante's like dance embrace is it called? I don't know, but the
Dance
Swordmaster is
Macabre?
yeah, that's it, Macabre. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
She has a similar move to that where she does a first she must do I think bare knuckle combo B and then she executes that same thing
Yeah.
Dante has and she does like instead of doing multi stinger she does like multi kicks and then knocks the person in the air and just does a golf swing. That's what's pretty entertaining to watch.
Yeah, I like that. I always like using that with like the Dance Macabre with Dante, so I think it's going to be really interesting to use with Trish.
Now I'm surprised Verdo doesn't have a dance
You like
macabre.
James, you like her variation of it? I do too. I
Yeah.
think it potentially has it has the potential to be better than Dante's.
And it
Like
just has like a lot of frames, like a lot of animation stops. He knows it takes forever to swing the sword versus Dante. He does it like almost right away after executing the combo.
yeah, Virgil
I know,
having a
Virgil
million slash looks.
million stabs. You mean?
Yeah, I know, right? I like the
I
fact
found it
that
funny actually. I found it funny he
like
has million stabs.
right. I mean, he had Stinger, so why not?
Yeah, why
Uh,
not?
But like watch them do like a not
Oh,
classic DLC weapon pack where they include all the Devil May Cry 3 weapons because they're already putting in certain animations from like Agni and Rudra and whatnot. So why
yeah.
not? It's like, oh well, we can charge
I would love to
$5
play
for
with
this pack.
Ifrit again.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
I
yeah.
would like to use these weapons, but do I want to pay for them for something that should just be an unlock? That's why I like I'm not good at Bayonetta, but I like the fact that in 2
Yeah.
you can unlock all of the weapons that were in the first game
Oh, sweet.
free of charge. Yeah, and I know that because my brother went through and unlocked a lot of the weapons that you can unlock. So you can
Winston
unlock.
Gilgamesh. Hey, I'm fine with that. I love Ifrit. I just like the
Yeah,
fire effects.
okay, like people were telling me no, like they shouldn't reskin Rebellion to be Alistair or whatever, but I'm like, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. So like why? It's the same thing.
Like so just with like weapons that are the same, just reskin them. So Rebellion could be reskinned to a multiple different weapons. So Alistair, Force Edge, Sparta,
Yeah,
those can
it's
be
not.
reskinned.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
exactly the same.
Gilgamesh can be reskinned to Beowulf and
Well,
Ifrit.
for Dante, right?
Yeah.
Particularly Dante.
We're just strictly talking Dante right now. And as far as all the other weapons go, so those being Cerberus and Navon and Agni and Rudra,
They should
those
revamp
those would
Devon.
actually be actual weapons. Like,
They should revamp Devon because they could have done better in Democrat 3, honestly.
I actually liked Navon, but I just felt like it needed more combos.
Yeah, exactly. You could have actually
Like a lot
done
of the
pulled up more.
Swordmaster combos should have just been regular combos for it.
But yeah, it should just been a scythe altogether. Just a guitar because it felt gimped being a guitar. Because it felt like
I
a more
actually like
firearm.
it.
Yeah,
Like I
it felt like
actually
a more firearm.
like the video where I was practicing, like I was practicing on mission 1 and I just started like using it a whole lot, and all you have to do is just sword master it and just do the straight. But it's really not that hard to use once you get the hang of it. Yeah, James, I get what you're saying. Like it's hard, but once you get the hang of it, it works fine.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I would
it
prefer
has
it being
it
a
has a
scythe.
really hard learning curve to it. Which reminds me, why doesn't Trish have Navon? Another weapon she could
Oh my
use
god. Oh
is
man. Oh
like,
man. Stop it.
like,
Oh my god. Yes. Yes.
like,
I see what you
why
did there.
not?
Why not? Why not? I see what
Why
you did
not?
there. I see exactly what you did there, man. That's clever.
You thought Agni and Roger were underrated? I use
I
those all the
agree.
time.
Yeah, I agree. I use those all the time, along with Beowulf and Rebellion. Same thing, Rebellion and the Ritual and Rebellion.
Yeah,
Beowulf.
anything that had air hike, I used it.
Yeah, I didn't use not Beowulf, Cerberus because it has no air hike. It's not a bad weapon, just it lacks a few combos and no air hike.
Like that's
So
like Devil May Cry 4 made it perfect where like air hike was
it's
an ability,
standard.
not a weapon combo.
No,
Like
since we're
that's
on
how it
topic
should have
on
been.
this, I think air hike should be a standard ability rather than being an unlock ability because it's getting kind of redundant trying to unlock the same ability you had in the last game, and
Yeah, I
like
can
that,
see where you're coming from with that, but
like Democrat 2 had air hike, but in the next games you
and
have
then
another
DMC
ability.
DMC also had that, and both games were pretty bad. Yay,
Yeah.
Dagger's here.
I think
Toss was here earlier, but he left.
that's funny.
I hope he comes back.
Okay, and also,
Can you guys hear me?
and
Yeah, we
what
can
was
hear
it?
you.
Savior. Oh, hey, what's up, Lord? Our Lord and Savior Dagger.
I had a hard time getting the stupid mic to work.
What kind of mic are you using?
They hate you.
The shitty one.
And he's legit.
I linked to the Yeti earlier. I don't know if you have a page saved for it.
Okay.
I mean, if you want me to link it, I can link it again in the chat here. Alrighty. I'll just link it anyway.
Welcome to the Funhouse, Dagger. How's it going?
Apparently I didn't have a plug-in.
Uh,
Oh, is that what it was saying on the actual setup?
Yeah, it was a plug-in issue.
That's weird. Alright,
you tried a different
I just linked you the
port?
mic here in the chat. It should be on the side. If you can't see the group chat, just hit the blue icon on the top left corner. Alright, are we good to go? You wonder if Lady will get Dante's guns from DMC2. Which guns?
She only has the pistols, the shotgun, and killer in. I thought she had some machine guns as well, but I was.
Yeah, like I thought she had the ones that she was using in Devil May Cry 3. Like that's what I thought.
That's the only gun she has. Shotgun, pistols, and killer in.
I mean, there was a screenshot where it looked like she had.
She has some machine guns. Yeah.
She does.
No, I thought she did though, but
Yeah,
no.
like that's what I saw, and I was like, I'm not sure if
Those
that's
are
the case.
submachine pistols.
Yeah.
They have to be submachine pistols or modified pistols to shoot out like that. Similar to Dante.
Yeah. I know she had the submachine gun in 3, where she used the pistol and the submachine gun at the same time. Odd combo, but you know.
Yeah, it is odd combo. It's like a third-person shooter carrying dual weapons. Have a pistol in one hand and a submachine gun in the other.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, like Trish, for the most part, I mean, I feel as though she is basically a Dante slash Virgil clone with very
Female
little-
Dante and Virgil clone.
Basically, yeah. Combat wise, I mean, she doesn't see, like, as far as Greg is showing us, we're not seeing anything new other than a few moves.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like,
But my take on Trish is that reason why I'm like my hype meter dropped a little bit because being the fact she just had weapon switching, it relies on just two buttons for weapons. Though I feel like that's a wasted opportunity and potential for the character to be, more flushed out like Dante and Virgil.
Yeah.
Like, since Sparta are 30 different forms, when I have like a scythe weapon, I'm sorry, scythe base Sparta, you can use different combos, switch it over
Yeah,
to the
like that's what I
spear.
was expecting the little icon was, not to be a meter for your
Yeah,
round trip.
that's nothing wrong with having a new player-friendly character, but at the cost, but I mean, sorry, not the cost, but why get rid of weapon switching? I mean, it's not that hard to use. Just hit L2
Right.
or R2, whatever.
She she's a new friendly character, but technically Virgil's the friendly character player or whatever.
Be more technical is Nero because he has like one weapon, one gun, one arm.
Yeah. Technically, what either Nero or Virgil would be the character to go to if you're new. Because Virgil's pretty easy to pick up, regardless of whether you're good or not.
Yeah, if you play DMC 3, Dante should be right at home. That was my case. Because when I first played DMC 4, Nero was not my character. I couldn't stand playing as him. But when I got my hands on Dante, this is say that I beat Dante's segment in like less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
Nero took me forever. Like, oh my god, I don't like this guy at all.
I still have trouble trying to master Dante in 4 because he's got the style switching, so it's like you gotta get used to the styles you don't really use all that often.
I don't use the thing is though I don't use Royal Guard, so that's like out of question. I don't use it unless just for.
Monkey face. Dagger, what did you link? That's great. That's just perfect.
Yeah, Ninja Theory can't make decent looking women, you know that.
Yeah. And
Wait, what
you
happened?
know what's
I missed
even
it.
better is that people like Anita Sarkeesian defend her. They'll say that,
Seriously?
yeah, she says like Kyrie is nothing more than a sex object, but never never
Wait.
she never brings up Lady or Trish or even Lucia.
Okay.
And then
That's
Okay.
because Anita pulls out all her information out of her ass.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Carrie is a sex object though, right? Okay. The only thing that's sexually explicit for Kyrie is her chest because you can see it with the outfit she wears.
Right.
Plain obvious, but really.
Regardless of that, she's more of a
she-
supportive character.
Yeah, she's literally an innocent character. I mean, she's not a fighter, she's not a warrior, anything in that nature. She's just a opera singer that supports her brother and Nero. Simple.
Right.
And she just got caught in the wrong situation at the wrong time.
Right, and
That could happen with anyone. That could happen to a dude. Would that be an issue? No.
Yeah, I mean, what is Kat, compared to all four of those characters?
Legitimately, what is Cat? What is
she's
Cat,
just-
personally?
She's just sex appeal to Dante.
I mean, she's pointless.
Especially with the new ending.
I mean, you remember Virgil can teleport with his sword, right? So
Yeah.
why did he need Cat to do cross dimension if he can do it himself? Why does Virgil need Dante if he can, he's already stronger at that point before Dante got his abilities during the game, right? So
Right.
otherwise, Dante himself, the main character of the game, and Cat, supporting characters, were completely useless. If Virgil can do practically everything he can, both of them can do. You know what I mean? So other than that, yeah, DMC is just why, just a why.
Seriously.
Was it necessary?
Dante
Why?
will be the best character no matter what they do to him. What?
Dante's fanboys.
Why?
Wow. I mean, okay, I said I wasn't gonna go much into the upcoming video, but Dante can pull off black hair. You just gotta have a good enough reason for it.
Yeah, he ain't a good guy because his hair looks kind of pretty white,
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go over that in the video. That's I'm trying not to spoil it. Like I want to go over it so bad, but it's like I want to go over it and then just let everyone who watched it just kind of build upon that. because it's a very opinion-based video, you know.
Yeah. Okay, for
So
Nero
like,
though, at first I didn't like him at all because I didn't find anything interesting other than him being a crybaby. Yes, that crybaby thing. I was on the
I
same
didn't mind
train.
him.
Yeah, I was on the same train as that. Yeah, I'm sorry. But now over time, I begin to like him. I see more character inside of him than I originally did. Though
Yeah,
honestly, he's more like a actual Dante clone than him being an original character. Like 60 innocent percentage. He's more Dante clone than he's his own character. That was my
yeah.
look.
You know what the funny thing is that like apparently in the lore, Sparta acts like a mix between Dante and Virgil,
Yeah,
and Nero kind of acts like that too. So it's like almost like
except for the
Nero
calm,
is
cool,
almost like
except for the calm, cool, collected type. No, he is not calm or cool,
yeah,
collected.
no, but he's not extremely like Virgil, but he has like certain aspects that
If
kind of
anything,
resemble Virgil.
I'm more convinced that Nero's Dante's son than him being Virgil's son.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's absolutely understandable, James.
Man up, boy. That's a kid.
And now we're on the portion where we just kind of have a general discussion on Devil May Cry. We're not even on this stream stuff because this isn't a dedicated stream video
Yeah.
or
Uh,
stream of a stream discussion.
Frustrating.
I don't know. What would you call this?
A discussion stream of a stream for a stream. Of a stream.
Right. Right.
Alright, so we're done with Trish, right? Or is it going to continue trash
I mean,
talking
unless
DMC?
if Dagger, unless if you have something to say about Trish.
Yes, give us your input, sir.
Well, I think she looked pretty OP.
Yeah, I
She looked pretty
agree. I
good.
mean,
She looked pretty good.
She's crowd control character.
have you
She's
played Devil May Cry 2, Dagger?
Yeah,
Specifically on Trish, like or with Trish?
Oh no, I've never unlocked Trish.
you should though, and she's really fun. She's basically Dante's skin, but no, she's worth the unlock.
Well, not necessarily a Dante skin, but a
Yeah, I mean
character
like
that
no,
actually
she's
works into.
I mean, like a Dante variation from Democrat One, where her own twist, like she could throw the sword and have Ifrit based combos. That's what I meant. Like a Democrat One variation in Democrat Two, instead of having the same gameplay style as Lucia and Dante with the analog stick. That's what I meant.
Trish seems to have a really high DPS with her lightning powers. Okay, like what do you mean, James? Like I really wish you had a mic so that way you can go more in depth on
I
this.
think it
'Cause
needs
you
damage
know.
per second with on the or electricity. You know
Okay,
how
yeah,
you
because
can
I'm like
spin.
really ignorant to this stuff, so like I really wish James had a mic for this so that he can
DPS.
be more descriptive.
Yeah, DPS is more like a common trait for RPGs.
Okay.
Yeah. She was
So-
never hitting the enemy.
So ladies,
Yeah, her hitbox is huge. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, okay. So apparently, Lady's gonna have her her combos are gonna be from a distance compared to Trish and Dante's and everybody
Well, yeah.
else's.
Yeah, which is understandable. I mean, she's using guns only.
Right.
So
Can we do some pre-predictions on Lady, what's your opinion before the official American stream happens? Are we gonna talk about that now, or
I guess. I mean, we can talk about that. I want to know if she's going to end up having I'm not going to be asking any questions during the next stream because I was pretty much shitposting all over that last stream. And but the one thing that I do want to know is she going to have something like Inverse Rainstorm? Because that's actually a move that I like in DMC.
it's slow though, but it's useful.
I mean, how do you guys feel about having Inverse Rainstorm for Lady? Because I mean, when that
I didn't
makes
find
sense.
it useful. I didn't find it useful, honestly, because you don't hit everything, and I don't think you can launch people in the air with reverse rainstorm.
You can with Lady, she's got the grenades.
Yeah.
So imagine if enemies are suspended, and then all of a sudden you're underneath an enemy,
Wait,
and
that's
then you
only
can use it.
usefulness I get out of reverse rainstorms. Like hit them while you're going up, and then use reverse. I mean, use the other
Right,
rainstorm going down and build up your
right.
combo. So like that's the only use I see out of reverse. Other than that, I don't see anything useful or anything coming from reverse rainstorm. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and that's fine to have that opinion. I mean, like again, I said like that's one of the only few moves that I liked in DMC. And I even mentioned before, like, like not on stream, but in previous videos, that Osiris is a weapon that I enjoy using because it's an actual
Yeah,
weapon
me
that
too.
seems like it would be in a Devil May Cry game, but unfortunately, it
Yeah, that's a
lacks a
weapon
lot of
I actually
power.
wanted in the Democrat game. Yeah, they said they fixed all the weapons. I didn't know the difference. I haven't played Definitive Edition because I don't have a PS4, but from seeing other people and seeing Dominic play, I see
It's still
no
a broken
difference.
game.
Oh
It
yeah,
is.
it's still broken. The only thing the patch fixed was the round trip glitch. Like somebody commented on a post of mine, talking about, well, the post that I made about the scripting for the upcoming video and how I'm started it, but I'm not complete with it. They were like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on the new Devil May Cry," and I'm like, "Are you referring to DMC? Because if that's the case, you should avoid it." And they
Like
legitimately thought that I was like like joking when I showed them the glitches that the game had.
Oh, and that one guy that was arguing in one of your videos, the glitching video,
Which one was it
the one
again?
that
I forget.
the one that said that you were trying to make the game look bad on purpose.
no,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, the one. Okay,
No.
have you seen? Okay, Brandon, have you seen this glitch before? Because if not, I'll link it.
What glitch you talking about? Because I seen a
It's
lot of
the
glitches.
it's the one where, okay, like I tried to get this Proud Soul in. I think it was, what was it, like mission 5, I think. I forget the mission, but it's like you got this platform, and if you do the angel glide, what happens is sometimes it pushes you to the side or in the opposite direction of where you're facing. And somebody tried to tell me that I was trying to make the game look bad because the game was deciding that it should push me back rather than take me to the correct direction of where the camera was facing.
Yep. Well, someone hasn't been followed DMC or they're in complete denial.
Exactly. That's what a lot of fanboys are just in complete denial of that game being broken.
And did you note that a lot of Dante's fans they've never had any connection with the series in general, or they
Yes.
sucked at the combat, so they'll try to white knight the hell out of the game and say that
Saying
you
it's
just
about
hate
easy.
change and shit like that.
Yeah, it's like no,
Yeah,
we
like,
don't hate change. What we
the
hate
hate
is
changes is
that
bad.
exactly,
That's
exactly. Like
it's
we don't hate change that's good, that benefits the gameplay or
okay.
just
If
benefits the
change, I
story.
don't mind change. It was for the better, but it's for the
Yeah,
worse. Then no, just
yeah. I
throw
couldn't have
throw
said
it
it better.
away.
Yeah, that's exactly how I would put it.
Exactly, James. We don't like bastardization of our love characters.
Yeah, and I mean,
It's like no.
just like all they had to do was just make a story, and what they did
You
was
have one
decide
job.
to,
You have one job.
and you messed it up,
You
and
have
then
one
you know what
job, and
else?
you
They had another job, and they did even worse with that
did it
job.
worse.
like how do you mess up on porting over a game from a last gen console?
The last gen console was broken anyway.
I know, yeah, like they say they fixed the bugs though. They said they fixed the bugs and
Nah.
they made it worse. Yeah, they must have fixed it and by making it worse. Yeah,
And I
that seems
think you said
legit.
it, Brandon. I think you said it best. The Glitchfinitive edition.
Yes, Glitch Definitive Edition.
That's that's basically what it should be called at this point.
And you know what's funny that this game was released 3 times. So like was last year, and someone told me they had an Ultimate Edition, so I looked it up. They had one. They have Definitive Vanilla, Ultimate, which is came with all the DLC, basically Game of the Year, and Definitive.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's
And all
digital.
three of them bombed. All three of them bombed. All three of them bombed.
They also had a what is it? They had a limited time free PS Plus release. I got
Yeah.
it for free
Yeah,
the first time because I didn't want to pay for it. The only thing I paid for was the costume DLC because I didn't want to go through the game with the shitty standard costume. But yeah, the second time I went through paying only $10, so it wasn't that much of a loss to me.
yeah, yeah. Like I know. I wish I could have
Well,
got it for
at least
free,
you didn't end up
but
wasting
I didn't.
$40.
Yeah, I feel bad
Yes.
for anyone who
Yeah,
did.
I ended up throwing away $40 for listening to the
Oh, throwing
fanboys.
away
They were telling me that I should
one
accept
dollar.
change, and then I ended up listening to that, and for that same reason, I ended up throwing away $40 when I could have, used that money to get Metal Gear Rising,
Oh yeah.
and instead I've used it on
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Thanks to
That's
DMC.org.
it's funny that no.
You know
It's
what
funny
else
that
though? Like
no.
I
It's
could
funny
have.
that people keep bringing up like Angry Joe's review for DMZ. I'm like, dude, he didn't went in depth for nothing. He didn't went in depth. I looked at his review again. He didn't went in depth like he normally. Okay, look. As much as I like Angry Joe, he should stay away from hack and slash games. That's one thing I agree with Bishop Shadowball. Like seriously, like, you should stay away from action games because yeah, RPGs and shooters are like, yeah, your thing. That's fine. But as far as hack and
Yeah,
slash
like
or Devil
his
May,
the games that he plays are MMOs and first-person shooters,
yeah, because he goes more
and
in depth in those games than he
Yeah,
does
like he
in
gave
Devil May Cry.
Bayonetta the lower score.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, like
like
he gave it like a 4, like pre-release. He gave it a 4, and like what's some librarian with glasses, okay, like if I met Joe, I'm like take off my white glove and just zap. Really?
like the here's the problem that I have with Joe is that he talks about games that he thinks will help him increase his fan base, which is fine. I mean,
Yeah, okay,
as a
okay.
content creator, I can understand where he's coming from with that. But at the same time, it's like he's jumping into things that he doesn't know what doesn't know much about.
Exactly, like calling the
Like
fans
that would
whining.
be that'd be like me jumping onto Final Fantasy, never playing a Final Fantasy game in my life and being like, "Oh yeah, this is like Final Fantasy 13, such a great game." The fans, they don't know what they're talking about. I would give this game an 11 out of 10 if I could, like
Now,
no.
for Final Fantasy 13 though,
I've never played
I don't mind the
that game,
story,
but
but I know it's linear, so that's actually stopping me from playing it. I do want to play it, but I know I'm spending like $30 on PSN store. I'm trying to get it now on Amazon for like $20. No, that's better price than 30 in my opinion.
Digital.
Yeah, digital. Digital.
yeah, and I mean, and since we're on the topic of Angry Joe, I've mentioned this before on the Twitch streams. Like my other complaint about Joe is that he likes to call himself the voice of gamers, and yet he does all
Like
the
all
things
people
that
whining.
he does all the things that he says people shouldn't be doing, and again, James, you've said it best. He's a hypocrite. Like, if anyone has the right to call themselves that, it would be main event. But he won't do it because it's a pretty arrogant thing to do. Like,
Exactly.
like
No, because well, the thing is, Red, no, he has no biggest tolerance, so good luck challenging him.
right. I mean, like, it's like if someone like, not even myself, but like say like Gaming Brit or Vash TSB started going like, oh yeah, well I am the definitive person to go to when it comes to Devil May Cry and beat 'em ups. Like you
That's kind
wouldn't
of
hear them say
arrogant.
that because they know that's arrogant.
Yeah. It's like no.
Rose of you know what? I've seen this game before, but I've never actually played it. Is
Yeah,
it any good?
it's like Silent Hill,
Okay, I'll check it out then. I'll put it on my
but
wish list.
it's like $300 to get it new, and then like 180 for used.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's a rare game, and it back when it came out, it was polarized by social justice warriors because they had this one scene of them burying a little girl when it was actually some different thing, and they tried to make the
Okay.
game look bad. Yeah, so they
Social
had a
justice
limited.
warriors. You
Yeah,
mean social justice warriors?
it had a limited release, so that's why it's pretty rare.
Okay.
Java
I mean, I'm
liars.
sure I
They
can
do have a
like.
life.
I mean, I'm sure I can find like the
ruining other
Japanese
stuff.
version or something and play that. I mean, I
Find the
don't care
wrong.
if it.
Or YouTube, no, that can work.
No, I can
I'm
always do
sorry,
too.
YouTube. That
You
one.
know what else is really hard to find? Haunting Ground.
Haunted Ground. Oh yes, that was a
Yeah,
good game.
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
good.
I
Yeah, I want to
never
play.
played it, and I know it's like a offshoot of
Clock
the
Tower. It's
Warhammer
like
game.
it
Yeah,
was Clock Tower 4, but it changed the title to Haunted Ground. I think it was for like I think it's like a spin-off, take place in the same universe as Clock Tower, but it's not Clock Tower 4,
yeah,
which is an interesting concept.
yeah.
Like there's something that could have been like DMC, but you know how that turned out.
Yeah, right. This is okay. Probably not as bad as the background noise you guys heard from me earlier with my stepdad. Um,
What are we talking about again?
yeah, just Devil May Cry in general. I mean, if you guys want to change topics from Devil May Cry to just a general discussion, then that's totally fine too.
Okay, I have some other things to say about Lady, but
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
well, since we're back on the topic on Lady, thing is though, I can already see her having the most damage for gunplay. Because she's based around guns, she needs to have that damage amped up for the guns. Because Democrat 4 non-charge shots bullets aren't efficient enough for like certain enemies. Unless you
Yeah, a lot
count
of the
Dante, that's Dante with gunslinger style. That can do the job.
all right, see you in a bit, Dagger. Um, yeah, like the guns in Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, or not Special Edition, just Devil May Cry 4. They're underpowered, and they
Yeah.
need buffs. I don't know if they've gotten buffs, but they need them. Excuse me, I got the hiccups, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
they need them.
DMC had the worst damage for the pistols.
Yeah, DMC it does the opposite of Devil May Cry 2, where instead of guns being overpowered, it's melee weapons being
But
overpowered.
my take on DMC for guns being overpowered, in general, the whole gameplay for Democrat 2 is overpowered. I mean, the double trigger, the sword play can take out large chunks of health. So for
Yeah.
guns being OP, like it's like balanced and OP, like it's balanced for being overpowered.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
like,
like, I'm not asking for guns to be as powerful as Devil Arms, right? What I'm asking is, I mean, unless if they're for lady, but what I'm asking for is to have them be able to chain combos, but also be able to do some type of damage. Like James, James, I absolutely agree with you. Ebony and Ivory are absolutely useless in DMC, unless if you're just rainstorm canceling.
or juggle shot.
Yeah. Revenant, like I said in my "Is it worth buying" video, Revenant is the only firearm that actually works.
The only competent one.
Yeah, the only one that actually feels like like a firearm that you would use in a regular Devil May Cry game.
That's the shotgun. Of
Uh huh.
all things. All
Yeah,
things.
I'm gonna be
That's
right.
a shot.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna be right back. So if you wanna, kind of take over the stream for a bit.
Okay. Let's see. Democrat for Coyote is actually my go-to firearm. If I'm not playing Super Dante, that is my go-to as well. That or Pandora, because I like spamming the heck out of the laser. But yeah, Coyote is very useful, especially for Gunslinger. If you're playing Dante's Messiah mode, you can break the shield instantly with Gunslinger. Rather than using regular Stinger, which can be parried, Gunslinger, shield is instantly breaks. It is insane. I love it. I found just shotgun and Democrat 4 more useful than Democrat 3. Though Democrat 3 has the better fireworks, because you can like literally spam it without having a little cooldown. I noticed first it looks like you can guard break moves in DT. Like what specifically? Me like for using like the charge up Yamamoto combo he did. Cause he like slash right do a Angelo, the big overhead slice. Yeah, that's the one. Like he like cut through a Angelo shield like it was nothing. Made me wonder how useful it would be against Kratos if he doesn't parry it. That is because there's one thing though I like about Dante's Dark Slayer slash Yamamoto in Devil May Cry 4 that it has no like it has like immune to parry frames. I guess I could put it that way. Good night, Dagger. Have a good night. It's immune to parry, so you can like spam it towards those Angelos, stopping you from parrying you for every attack you can do. I like that. I really wish that Yamamoto for Virtual had parried Devil May Cry 3. I mean, for boss Virgil or playable Virgil? Because boss Virgil, yeah. That's why I wish he had like style switching, his own Royal Guard or something like that. He could carry his own shield like Dante came in 3, not 3, 4. His shield is like red every time someone hits him and stuff, which is pretty neat. I like it.
Oh, bye, Dagger. Thanks for stopping by. Maybe
Maybe
we
we
can
should have.
we can probably do this some other time, at like a better time, because like I'm guessing it's pretty late over where Dagger's at.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
welcome
I
back.
mean we can still continue. I mean, because it's like 10 over here.
Yeah, 10
Or
here as
time.
well.
Yeah.
Now, I got something else to say about Lady, though. My biggest concern for Lady is how can she fare against the bosses?
Yeah, that's my biggest concern, especially Sanctus.
Particularly Dante, Credo, and Sanctimus. Because,
Yes.
Dante, if he uses pistols, he can reflect other handgun shots. My biggest fear is that if he uses shotgun, he could use his shotgun to carry her shotgun, thus making the shotgun virtually useless for long range shots. You know what I mean? So the only way for you to use it is like shotgun stinger. So you
Yeah.
like go-to weapon has to be a killer in. Use some combos and blow his butt up with the missile.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't know, maybe you can use that targeting system that she has. You know which one I'm talking about? The one where she like can target to multiple enemies.
Yeah. She has a steric too, right? That could be good.
Yeah, she has hysteric, and then she has like another like variant of it where she locks on to multiple enemies, and it just goes to like a missile goes to each one of those enemies that you locked onto.
Yes, that's really neat. Now, I'm hoping that those melties will be efficient against Dante because Dante is pretty fast, and of course he uses Royal Guard.
Yeah, James. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Brandon, but yeah, she paints or locks onto those target to multiple targets before firing off.
Missiles, baby missiles at them.
Yeah.
Basically, like I lock on hysteric. She could just use the lock on thing and shoot out hysteric missiles. Just put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, those rockets are something else. I mean, especially the charge shot rocket for a killer in. That thing is like, oh my god.
Do you
No wonder it takes.
Okay, somebody in the chat is asking how do I think a Hideo Kojima Devil May Cry game would be? It'd be a movie. You would never be able to play it. You'd
I
get
would
5 minutes to play, and that's it. That's what Metal Gear Solid 4 is.
Okay, truthfully though, Metal Gear Solid 4 is my first and my favorite Metal Gear Solid game because it's my
Yeah.
first. I really did enjoy it. People say 3 is the best, but I actually strongly disagree. I didn't see anything truly special about 3.
I think, like for me, and I think for a lot of people, it's the fact that you get to play as Big Boss, and then on top of that, you're in the Cold War era, which is a really cool era to go through for a lot of people.
Mm. But yeah, I found 3 overrated, not for reasons of being bad. I find it overrated because I don't see why people saying it's the absolute best of the best. Oh, I'm serious. That's what I mean. Like, sorry guys, I don't see the same appeal as you do. If anything, I see Metal Gear Solid 2 being better. Shots fired.
Hey, we all have different opinions.
Yep,
Kojima would
that
make it
everyone
so
will
there's
agree
no.
on.
No, James, you know what Kojima would do with the story? He would make it so complicated to the point where it was just like you had more questions
And answers.
unanswered than answered. Like you'd be asking more questions than actually having questions answered.
Mm-mm. Okay. That'd be interesting though to see Kojima on Silent Hill.
Yeah, yeah. We should do a separate stream for that eventually.
Separate. Yeah. I mean, I can do it today. I got like free time.
Yeah, I mean we can do this. I mean if you're not busy tomorrow, we can do like a separate stream for that.
I will see because tomorrow I'm doing some unpacking.
All
So
right.
I'll see what I can do tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, whenever you're free, we can do like a general discussion where we just shoot the shit. Really, I mean, I don't really
Yeah.
care. I mean, because that's what this has basically become.
Yeah.
Just
Pretty
a
much.
general discussion. I mean, like I've wanted to do a podcast kind of like this, but it just like the time restraints and all that just kind of never worked out.
Yeah.
But
No, this is like
where's
my
the?
first time talking in a hangout.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the first time talking in a hangout, doing a podcast related, anything like that. It's like literally my
Nice,
first time. And
nice.
it so happened to be about Devil May Cry.
Yeah, with a mic this time. Wait, are you actually trying to set up your mic now, James? Just make sure to have your headphones on so that way we don't have an echo.
Yeah.
Or just yeah.
Not having speakers blowing out people's ears.
Oh, for the next time, yeah, definitely. Are you getting the Yeti? I'm just curious if you are or not. I mean, if you're not, then that's totally fine. I understand if you can't afford it, but if you are, then that's great. It's a great mic compared to a standard webcam mic.
Okay. Well, okay, what were we talking about again? Completely lost on track again. We was talking about Lady and the bosses and what?
We're just talking about Devil May Cry, and then we just kind of turn this into. I'm gonna change the title of this thing once we're done to just a general discussion.
Devil May Cry, Kojima, and other stuff.
Kojima,
Like
Devil
months
May
after.
Cry.
Kojima.
Okay, you know what? You know
What?
what? That's what we can talk about right now. You know how Tamim put himself into Devil May Cry, into DMC, and then before changing
Oh,
it in
yeah,
in
I'm glad you
the
said that.
current
Though. Let's talk
version.
about more about DMC. Let's just talk
Yeah.
about what's wrong with DMC. That could be more entertaining right now.
Okay. So
Let's talk about
so
that.
I don't have a problem with developers putting themselves in their games, so long as they do it like Kojima, where they're not an actual main character. If they're just a little cameo where they're like, "Oh, hey,
I
you
mean,
unlocked
like Kojima.
something," or like in Peace Walker, you can find Kojima and recruit him in your
And Metal
mother
Solid
base,
5,
like
Ground Zeroes. Yeah, cameos. That's
right, like
nothing wrong. I mean, sure, cameos,
that's
but
how you
going
should
above and
do it.
beyond to design a already actual design, character, that's just kind of insulting.
Yeah,
Just make a iconic look, silver hair, handsome looking guy to that.
yeah. I mean, again, like I've mentioned, like it doesn't even need to be about the hair, so long as like, oh, Dagger's back.
I
I
had to
thought he was
switch them up.
going to sleep.
I thought you were gonna sleep, bro. What happened? Well, you heard about Stretch talking DMC, so he had to come back.
Right? He just had to.
Nah, I had to switch to mobile.
Oh, you had to
No.
switch to mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so we
welcome
were
back.
just talking. I don't know if you heard this, but we were just talking about how how he put himself into Devil May Cry in 2010 before changing,
It's
and
it's funny. Oh,
how
sorry,
like
go ahead.
why he why didn't he do it in a similar fashion to Hideo Kojima, where he's just a little cameo and nothing more, you know?
It'd be
That
scary.
would
He was Dante's father.
yeah, James, I absolutely agree.
That's another thing is Timmy denied claims that was Hughes' design, his likeness for Dante. Then sometime later he admitted that he used his likeness and design for Dante.
When did he admit that though? Like,
Like, I saw it in some forum like a while back. I don't know where it was, so you might have to look it up yourself.
He had that shitty Skrillex haircut.
yeah, I think
Timmy
he.
has a Timmy has a really interesting taste in haircuts.
Yeah, you notice how he kept changing his hairstyle every time there was a new interview with him.
I wonder why.
Like at one point he grew out his hair and had that stupid looking ponytail. Then
And
he
or that
shaved
thing,
his
half his head's like gone, like, bruh, chill
like
out.
and then by E3 2014 his head is completely shaved. And then he goes back to that stupid ponytail just recently when he
The
does
hipster
the
ponytail.
yeah, the hipster
That man can grow some
ponytail
hair.
when he does
That man can grow some
the
hair.
Hellblade interview.
I know like virtually nothing other than like Ninja 3 is making Hellblade that is supposed to be a sequel, but saying it's not, but the
The
titles
spiritual
are like too
successor.
similar, so whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Yeah, regardless, I
At
mean,
this point I see it. I'm not gonna buy it, so like I care. So like,
yeah, I mean,
they lost a sale. Like, I'm
yeah,
done with Ninja
Ninja
Theory
Theory has
forever.
lost a number of sales, potential customers. The way they could possibly get me back is if they fired Tamim. Like that's the only way they could
Yes.
possibly get me back, but you know, I would
Yes.
have trouble just even trying to go back to them, like and not that I have ever bought a product from them, but that's just how I feel like.
The games are not even that good. Some say like the
I'm,
source is like their best game pre DMC.
yeah, I'm sorry, but like I love James's comment on this. Dude looked like he got hit by a lawnmower. Like I love that.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah, like oh my god, the dude's gone through so many haircuts. Like why?
Did y'all see those photoshops they had of him with as Doctor Evil?
No, I never saw that
Yes,
one.
I see
No,
that one.
yeah,
Can you
they
link
had
it?
photoshops of him as Doctor Evil with the shaved head.
Hold on. Let me look this up really
Okay,
quick.
no, here's something funny though. Someone made a Photoshop of Team in in a certain pose. He had like a backwards D. He had I, had a C and a K on his forehead. Yeah, you know that spells right.
Hold on, I'm looking at this Doctor Evil Photoshop.
Okay, speaking of another Photoshop, there was one where it shows the Bob Barter, whatever his name is,
Oh, you
boss
mean this
fight.
one? Hold up. You mean this one, right? Because I just found it. I literally just found it as soon as you brought it up. This one? This one? I wish that was a fight, man.
That's the one. That's the one.
I would pay to have that be DLC.
Just being to me and face him, literally. Yes, this is
Um,
the one. That's the one.
and you know what's weird? Since we're talking about the DMC art design,
Hmm.
um, some of the art actually looks better than what's actually in game.
Yeah, I know. This is Sultan what the art is currently is now. I mean, Dante turns into Dante. It's not Devil Trigger. It's Dante Trigger. Literally, he turns into Dante.
I like to call it Mad World Trigger because it's basically Mad World,
Or Bayonetta ripoff.
or what Alice in Wonderland Trigger. You could call it that too.
Yeah, I prefer
'Cause
to
that's
call
what
it
it
Dante
is.
Trigger because he just turns into Dante.
Right. I mean, and I've mentioned before, like watch the Dante costume make it into DMC4 SE. It's gonna look
What was
so
that?
stupid on his part,
Yeah, I agree.
on Dante, you know.
I mean, the customs themselves look terrible on DMC. You know, the classic skins. They look
Yeah.
stupid, especially with Virgil. His Widow's Peak is huge.
Yeah. I
I
just like
Just noticed that.
what the link.
Oh,
The Widow
man.
Peak.
Oh, that is.
Cannot unsee.
5 fingers. That's all. And that Widow's Peak is huge. I'm sorry. That was funny though. It was huge. I'm sorry. That's funny.
Okay, like I mean, if we're gonna talk about just the initial teaser, there are certain aspects of it that could work or do kind of look cool, but overall they're just overshadowed by the shittiness, you know?
Like
Like I like the blue gun flares that Dante had in the initial, or they're like purple, I think. The gun flares that he has in the DMC trailer, those were cool. The
like I
like,
said, he could be a
but
completely different
everything else just
character.
gets overshadowed by like the shittiness.
Also, okay in the teaser though. He originally was gonna have a spear because I remember him having a spear extended.
Yeah, yeah, I know
Where
exactly
did
what
that
you're talking
go?
about. He like stabs like one of the demons or whatever before going using it as a whip or something like that and throwing a car over.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Now
It
I will admit though that seeing that teaser though, I actually would see that if it wasn't a reboot. Now I want to see what they could have done with that. Now,
yeah,
if they didn't do that PR, that PR would really kill the game for the most part. If they didn't do that bad PR, they insult fans or anything like that. If they done what they originally did, but not make it into a reboot, make it with new characters altogether, that could work. No, but no, of course that didn't happen.
right.
Did you know that for the definitive edition they didn't have a Tamim on the as a head front of the PR?
Really, I didn't know about that. I
I
thought he was
wonder
somewhat
why.
involved.
Yeah, they had some other lady in charge.
They had what's his face? Dominic something. It was like Dominic Matthews,
They
right?
were trying to prevent another travesty.
If they want to, okay, you want to know how they can do that? They just need to fire him. Fire Tamim.
Yes,
That's all they have to
yes,
do.
Yep.
yes, yes.
Whenever you get a free moment.
Yes. Okay, sorry about that. Someone called me.
It's alright, it's fine. You should check out the link in chat that I posted. Nero just saw the trailer. That's great.
What on earth? Oh my God, dude. Oh wow. It's like watching Michael Bay. Watching Michael Bay Transformer. Hasbro hired him to make them Transformers. You keep mentioning Ninja 3 making that TF Transformers.
Yeah, well, this is how I reacted after seeing Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition gameplay. You know, when that's how I think we should all react to DMCDE.
Go.
But
Can't see this chat on mobile.
Can see Chet and Walker. Oh.
there's chat on mobile. I'm not keeping up to date with chat. I don't know what's going on with chat. There's hardly anybody on chat anyway, which is
Chat? I
fine.
can't see the chat.
Here. There's nothing going on in chat anyway.
Oh, okay.
'Cause
Well,
I don't know. I guess people just didn't want to show up late or something. So I'm guessing we
well, you
would have
never
to
late
do
to a
this on a.
discussion.
I did, but no one really bothered to stop by. Probably because it's late and most of my viewers are on different time zones.
It's 10:24 over
The
here.
laws in trash.
Are we
Yeah,
all in
10:24 my
the
time.
same time zone then? I think the only the only two people that are on different time zones are Koss and James. Koss is at a 2-hour difference, and James is at a 1-hour difference. Like I think Koss is 2 hours behind us, and James is 1 hour ahead of us.
Oh, speaking of cause, where is cause?
I don't know. I think he probably went to sleep or something. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. He shows up and then he just kind of disappears. He kind of does his own thing, which is fine. He can do whatever the hell he wants. I don't really care. What am I trying to link? I hear children. Alrighty.
Whose kids are those?
they're definitely not as bad as the ones that stay with me. So yeah, this is what Dante is probably going to look like in Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition with the DMC costume.
Oh god, I'm gonna dread looking at this. Do I even want to look at it?
Yeah, you can look at it. It's fine. It's just Dante's face photoshopped over the DMC. Take it away. Okay, I mean, like it's pretty bad, but I mean the center one. I mean, that's how they should have made Dante look like, you know? Just put the DMC through
I
here.
wonder why is he all beat up like that?
It's too Japanese for Tamim.
The reasoning behind it, I think it was because they were gonna have him be like tortured or something like that.
Why? I mean,
Like-
Dante just whatever.
Like it doesn't matter. Like again, like going off of the previous series, like Dante could be tortured and he would look fine.
No,
we
he
can
got
talk
stabbed
about
by
the
zombies.
anime. Like people say the anime is bad, but the anime you can go and use it as like definitive proof.
Hold on, why,
So,
hold on, okay. Why do people say the anime is bad exactly? Because it
I don't
lacks
know,
the
man.
action inside the game. Well,
I
his
don't
thing
know.
though, that's Dante. It represents Dante what he does outside of saving the world in every game.
One of
That's
the
what I
major
like about
complaints
it.
there wasn't enough action.
Oh
There's a
yeah,
what?
I can agree with that. There's a lot of filler in that. Like 75% of
That's
the
not a
anime
big
is
issue for
filler.
me. That's not a big issue for me, but at the same time, it is because it only has like 12 episodes, and like have like 24. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's like
well,
a
that's
bit
why
of a
there needs to
complaint.
be a season 2.
Yeah, it was cool.
Which like hopefully it does happen with and like hopefully a Devil May Cry 5 becomes a thing, you know?
And Dante can rest in peace.
No,
Yeah,
Dante
no.
could rest in hell. He can burn in hell. You know what? I want them to like revitalize the original plan for Devil May Cry 4 and have Dante go down to hell to kill Dante just so that he can't even burn in hell.
Yeah, so though, if by some chance a DMC2 happens, don't.
Then we're done. We're
Yeah,
done.
like here's the thing though, don't let Legendary touch it. That's
No,
one thing.
Capcom officially said that they would no longer outsource their games.
Where did they say that?
They said that about a year ago or no, 2 years ago after the launch of DMC. They were like, yeah, we're never going to outsource our games anymore.
Yeah, smart decision.
But okay, it's not even so much that it's outsourcing; it's who they outsource to.
Yeah, so
And
keep outsourcing to
They've been
so-called
having
developers.
mediocre developers that could practically kill the quality of their games.
right,
Yes, like
I
those
mean
developers are like ruining the name.
the only developer or development team that came out okay because they weren't actually taking on a a pre-existing IP was Don't Not Entertainment
Wait,
with
remember
Remember
me?
Me. Yeah, they were the only ones that weren't blamed for anything because they were making a new IP. So why would you
Uh,
look at them? And you know what? Remember Me is getting a sequel. That is the only thing that survived out of their outsourcing was Remember Me.
yeah,
Operation
no,
Raccoon City is dead, and that game could have been a hell of a lot better.
keep it. Let's stay away from Democrat for a second, because I'm glad you brought those two things up. Remember Me has so much potential. It really does, though. I enjoy the
It's
game, but
basically God Hand. It's basically God Hand with its
yeah,
combat system.
yeah, it has a lot of potential though. Like seriously, it does have potential to be its truly own IP if they put more effort into the gameplay more specifically
Yeah.
because it was kind of stiff and dull.
Yeah,
And then you rework this animation. Stop using the Unreal Engine. Use your own good engine. Seriously, stop
yeah.
using Unreal.
MT Framework should be. MT Framework is outdated, but it's outdated to the point where it still looks good and it holds up.
Exactly, dude. DMC4 looks better than DMC.
Toaster can run DMC4.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
mean,
great
Also,
it is.
a
what
decent
happened?
enough rig can let you run DMC4 at like 100 plus frames or 200 plus frames. Like, why wouldn't you want that?
Because everybody's too attracted to Dante.
And with Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, I thought okay, sure it's gonna survive horror, but this could be good. You can see like what Umbrella was doing behind the scenes. Like you're sitting in a cleanup crew.
Yeah, it had
You,
it had so much potential, yet you know what? And I feel bad for Slant 6 because they got the least amount of development time.
yeah,
Ninja
DMC
Theory got
got
the most.
more. Yeah,
They
Ninja
have
got all the money.
Actually, no, Ninja Theory and Don't Not had the most development time. Slant 6 only had like around 6 months to develop a
6 months.
game.
Wow. I keep
That's how
developing
I
in
see.
6 months.
That's how I see it because they were advertising that game for 6 months, and it looked like it was going to be good. They were showing off cutscenes that never actually take place in the game, probably because they didn't get enough funding for it. And the next thing you know, it's a broken ass game at launch. It's not good, and it's only got 7 missions. Oh yeah, and the other 7 are DLC. Have fun.
Uh,
DLC abuse.
Yep. Uh, Even on consoles, it looks better than most current gen games. Yeah, Devil May Cry 4, I agree. It's gonna hold up for a very long time.
and it still holds up now. I mean, come on, you can't deny it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's crafted good. It's crafted, well crafted.
yeah, it visually and gameplay wise, it's gonna hold up for a very long time.
It's 69.
It's 6 to the eyes. That's great.
Especially Dante. Wink, wink.
um, and since we're talking about Devil May Cry, the potential of Devil May Cry 5, since Itsuno is kind of hinting at the next title, do you guys actually think it's Devil May Cry 5, or what do you guys think?
Well, with Devil Cry, you never know what's going to be what. You never know it's going to be a sequel to 2, it's going to be before 4, before 2, after 2, whatever it's 2.
Well, like numerically, what do you think it's going to be? A Devil May Cry 5, or is it just going to be DMC 2? What do you
I'm
guys think?
pretty sure it's going to be 5 because, Devil Cry, aside of DMC, never had side titles with a, subtitle to it. Subtitles
Yeah,
comes from Devil Cry 3. So it's
yeah,
possible
yeah,
to be at 5. Just timeline placement could be anywhere at this point.
yeah. I'm scared when he said it'll be. Yeah, James, I understand where you're coming from with that. I have a feeling that this
I
might
think
end up
I
being
think he
like.
means I think he means that that those better it sells, the more effort he puts to it to giving out the product of Democrat 5, rather than spinning on the back burner.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what I'm thinking.
I get where James is coming from because it's like he says that, and it's like, does he mean he's gonna bring this out, show this off sooner, come out with it sooner, and make it like Devil May Cry 4, where it's only 40% complete and very underwhelming? Like that's what I'm worried about.
Hmm.
But that
Yeah,
being said, I
but
would
I'm pretty sure
gladly
he
take
means
that
that
over.
he put more effort. DMC2.
Yeah, and I mean, I would
Or
gladly
DMC2.
take that over DMC2 though. So I don't know. What do you
I
think,
hope it's not
Dagger?
Tante May Cry.
Tante may cry.
Tante May Cry 2.
Tempeh.
Yeah.
Tempeh.
I mean, what do you think? Do you think Itsuno is actually working on a Devil May Cry 5?
I really hope he is, and I hope it's not one of those side scrollers like Blood Rain,
Oh
where
yeah.
yeah, because you know it's Capcom, they surprise you.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I would be like I was legitimately surprised they actually wanted to do a Resident Evil HD remaster. So like, who knows? They might actually do Devil May Cry 5 and surprise the
You
fan.
know, speaking of Resident Evil Remastered, though, that's actually a good thing because when the original remake came out to GameCube, it was outshadowed by Resident Evil 4. Thus, not a lot of people know what it was, even existed.
Yeah,
So, in
Resident
my
Evil 4 was
opinion,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
so a
a
lot of
good thing that HD
Same
came
thing with
out.
Zero. Zero is a very underrated game, and I'm glad the HD version got leaked a while ago.
Yeah, they milked Resident Evil 4 to death. They have an HD version. They have it all over the place
Yeah.
with PC.
even on
They have
iPhones.
it
Oh yeah, that's right. It's got the iOS version.
It's over
yeah,
over the distributed game.
That's
yeah.
right.
We get Resident Evil 4. It's a good thing, but Jesus Christ, come on.
It's not that great. I mean, I love it. It's my first Resident Evil, but it's not as good as like the classic games with the fixed camera angles and hand controls. Like that's why I always prefer Resident Evil 3 Nemesis because it's a game that actually
Same here.
did innovate on the
Oh, the
series.
Resident Evil 3. No. I really hope they do a Resident Evil like Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, third person perspective, because no, I prefer that one. Fixed angles. I can get to that later, but having
Yeah.
Nemesis chase you around, I was like, oh my god, don't chase me, leave me alone, go away. I have no
Well,
ammo to fight you.
well, that's why I like
I
the
like
choice system that they had. I'm sorry, Dagger. What did you say?
the way that they had their little gunpowder system where you could mix them into the tool
Yeah,
maker thing.
the ammo
That's a,
crafting.
Actually, that's like a gift from God, honestly. I don't care if people complain about it. Limited ammo. Honestly, you want all the ammo you can get, so why complain having an option to make more ammo? That's something I
Yeah,
was
no,
saying people
no.
complain about.
What I liked about it is that at a certain point, if you're good at crafting different types of ammo, you can get enhanced ammo. So like you can make your pistol ammo be like the enhanced version, and then your Samurai Edge would be called the Samurai Edge Custom and deal more damage, which I like that a lot, and I wish that actually made it in to future installments, but unfortunately
Yeah, I
that wasn't the
agree.
case.
Instead of just like upgrading the gun in the menu, though, they should have like actual customization parts. That right there would be interesting in Resident Evil 5, in my opinion. Like, say what you want about 5. I loved it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah. I
Say what you
mean,
want about
no,
5.
yeah. I get get where you're coming from with that. Like even the finding the custom parts or just gun parts in general. Like I wish that
Yeah.
would come back. Hopefully that's a thing in Road Fever
Yeah, like
because
Resident
I'm
Evil
looking forward to that
Revelation,
game.
they did that. They had a gun. You could go and find customization parts to make the guns even better, more
Yeah,
efficient than they originally were. No, they did that. Sure, but bring them back. Bring that back.
and since Resident Evil inspired Devil May Cry, I'm surprised they didn't try to make a new survival horror game out of the 3.5 demo, the one that became Devil May Cry 1.
Oh, you mean I go? Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm thinking about Resident Evil 4. You mean wait, are you talking about the paranormal thing for Resident Evil 4?
Yeah, the one that became Devil May Cry 1.
Yeah, I'm actually interested in how that would turn out because
That could have
I'm
been
willing to.
that could have been a new IP. That could have been two new IPs right there: Devil May Cry and a whole new survival horror right there.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that if they went that route with Resident Evil 4, I can guarantee you that Capcom would have a heavy storm over their building. because Resident Evil fans will be ticked off. There are no zombies or anything.
Yeah.
Or anything dead related.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, James. There needs to be a Dante costume in every Resident Evil that Leon's involved in, from 4 and onward.
Hey, can you mention Chris with Beowulf costume?
I mean, like, and vice versa. Dante needs a Leon costume in Devil May Cry 4 Special
Yeah,
Edition.
his costume should be
Because the
Resident Evil
character
6.
models have been the same since Resident Evil 4, so why not?
Yeah, no, but the thing is that's most noticeable in 6. And when people say, "Hey, look, Dante," in Resident Evil 6, I say, "Oh,
Did
look."
Resident Evil 6 use MT framework?
Yes,
Yes.
It did? Okay.
yeah. NT Framework has been around for quite a minute, so I'm pretty sure
They used
virtually
it in Revelation.
They use it for
virtually
what?
all Capcom games have it. I think Resident Evil. I'm sorry, MT Framework has been around for a while, so virtually almost every Capcom game should have the MT Framework.
Right.
Because didn't Code Veronica have it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I saw it in the intro, and like, was it specifically the HD or was it back in 2000?
MT
That's the
framework
thing.
was never outsourced to other companies, which is a shame. Yeah, it is definitely a shame. It's a good engine, and more people should have access to it.
They could actually make money off that too if they actually outsource it.
Exactly. You know what? Another good engine that should be outsourced is the Fox engine.
Exactly.
Look at how amazing that looks like on PS4.
I'm pretty sure I doubt
Actually,
Kojima would do that. Oh, sorry. Who's saying who? Sorry.
No, I was saying like look. I was gonna say on PS4, but look at how it looks like on PC. The Fox engine looks amazing, running at 60 frames per second.
But the console does run on 60 frames too, so I mean.
Yeah, on current gen, not on previous gen. Previous gen, you get it's really choppy, especially when you're running with Big Boss. So yeah.
Well, you glitched to the floor.
No, not glitches. Just it gets really choppy. Like
The
you start
frame
running
stutters.
and the frames start like dropping like drastically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
see
that's what
what
I've
you mean.
noticed when playing the PS3 version and then going straight to the PS4 version.
Yeah, the PS4 of Metal Gear Solid 5 handles at 1080 60 frames.
Very well. Yeah, that's the version that you should play if you're playing on console. Unless if you're playing on PC, then go play it on PC because that's the best version.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's the best version.
What time? It's still it's almost 11 over here. Ah.
Yeah. Let's get back to the topic of the Resident Evil. Dom, why do you like Leon so much as opposed
Why
to
do I
Chris?
why do I like Leon as opposed to Chris? Because Leon's actually a
Yeah,
cool
I mean,
character.
no, seriously.
This is no, seriously, Leon is a cool character. Okay, well that's a lie. I don't like Chris from Resident Evil 5 onward. I hate that iteration of Chris.
I don't mind an iteration though. Anything though, he comes with the more realistic version of Chris when it comes to his job. So,
Like
I'm
like Resident Evil 1 through Code Veronica Chris is probably the best version for me just because I don't know, like he just acts like Chris Redfield, whereas Chris Redfield in 5 through 6 is more like, hey, I gotta go kill Wesker, hey, I'm a manly man and I
well,
take steroids.
I won't lie. Resident Evil 6 kind of did ruin Chris. His character, the reasons why I like Chris in 5, the reasons why they destroyed him in 6. Just feel that way.
Yeah. Chris looks for
I mean, you know the complaints about him looking like like a stereo monkey, right?
James.
Yeah. No, okay.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but James, Chris actually took steroids in 5. That's why his muscles get bigger by the end of it. Like, look at the beginning and then look at the scene as soon as he starts punching that boulder. That's the point when you see his muscles getting larger.
that really made the scene for me though. That really made it for me. He's punching a boulder. That's it. I'm done. I love this guy. He's my favorite. He
I
punching
think
a
they
boulder.
made that a finisher in Project Cross Zone. I'm not too sure. It's been a while since I did the
Yes.
finisher. And
He does have like punching iterations in Project Cross Zone. He does
right.
not the target in the air with one punch.
Dagger, have
No,
you
you
played
got
Project Cross Zone by any chance?
No, not yet. I don't have a 3DS.
Uh, yeah, I would
pick
recommend
up
it.
Project
It's a
Cross
pretty
Zone
fun
2.
game.
Pick
Oh,
up
dude,
Project Cross Zone
Project
2.
Cross
Even if
Zone
you don't have
2,
a
man.
3DS, even if you don't have a 3DS, pick it up anyway.
I'm just like, bro, I want that game. I'm gonna buy it regardless of the fact, regardless of whether or not I have a 3DS.
I don't need anyone else.
James's input is in.
Big balls.
Okay, so he has a mic or he's just using YouTube stuff. I think I've seen the video with Chris. It was like a parody of Chris going to a medical exam and the doctor injected him some vaccinations. And at some point later, they show Chris at the final boss fight with Wesker, and Chris is all ripped and stuff. And, when the camera showed him as opposed to where he was in the beginning of the video, he was like skinny as all get out. I'm gonna show
Right.
you the video. It's actually funny. Okay, let's see. Copy. All right, here it is.
It's good. Yeah. All right. What? AX.
Free Ultra. The smallest joint.
AXAY. Oh,
You
all
know
right.
what? You know what's
Yeah.
funny is, James. You know what's funny is that Ouroboros was technically in Devil May Cry 2. It's the name
I
of the
know,
company.
right? I know, right? That's so funny. That's ironic, actually. Like Ouroboros and Devil May Cry, and then later in Resident Evil. Coincidence? Nope.
Maybe they just wanted to reference Devil May Cry 2 because Resident Evil 5 is a bad Resident Evil.
Ha, funny. Okay, well, really, Resident Evil have quite a bit of references from Devil May Cry. For example, you know how Dante holds a shotgun? Have you noticed
Yeah.
that Chris, Barry, and any other male character holds a shotgun the exact same way, except for Leon, because he's a wimp? I'm just kidding.
No, I was legitimately disappointed that they didn't put a Devil May Cry inspired costume for Leon. Like you would have
Seriously,
to
though,
mod that in. And
like Joe have pirate costume in Resident Evil Revelations 1, but
I hate that costume.
it's kind of
I
silly,
honest-
actually.
That's the worst costume in the series.
Like, that's Jill? Yeah, I thought it was Jessica.
Anyways, I was gonna say like Leon should have had a Dante costume where he reskins his pistols to ebony and ivory and turns his knife into rebellion. Like it'd be so
That'd be cool.
ridiculous, but so awesome at the same time.
That would be ridiculous and awesome. Okay, I gotta ask. Jill. Yes, I agree. It really is distracting. Like, every time she walks, I always look down. Yes, I'll admit it's distracting because every time she moves, every time I go point A to point E, point B, I always look down at the screen. Yeah.
It's unfortunate that Jill isn't as attractive as she is in the previous iterations of Resident
I
Evil.
actually disagree because she looked kind of funny in three and the first one you can't even tell who she is.
No, I'm referring to one in the Code Veronica game, or not Code Veronica, the Chronicle games, the ones where they use
Julia.
yeah.
Oh, you mean Umbrella Chronicles?
Yeah, the Umbrella Chronicles and remake.
I agree though. That's actually her best look. It's supposed to 5 in Revelations. I do agree to that, but she's not bad. I mean, if anything, she was sexy to me in 5 in Revelations. But I do agree that is her best look.
Revelations, though.
Huh?
Yeah, they use the face of the ORC model. Operation Raccoon City.
Oh no, they used Leonardo DiCaprio for her face in that one.
You know?
That's why. Okay, that's why. What's his face? Carlos looks like Jay Leno. He looks like a young Jay Leno. You don't believe me? Yeah, let me let me pull up Carlos in Operation Raccoon City, and then
Operation
Or Jay
Raccoon
Leno.
City. Okay, that was funny.
Okay,
Now,
so
Carlos actually looks good in Umbrella Chronicles. I
he
do like
actually
that look
looks like
for him.
Carlos. Okay, so
Yeah, he looks like a Carlos.
this is
Latino.
this is Carlos in Operation Raccoon City. Let me just pull up this, and then I'm about to link a picture of Jay Leno, and then you tell me that he doesn't look like that, because he does. Like, let's be real.
Young J Lo. God, I'm scarred for life from that now. Thank you very much. And this is from Operation Raccoon City, right?
Yeah, this is just his Operation Raccoon City iteration. And then Jill Valentine in Operation Raccoon City looks like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh wow.
Jackson's
Oh. Oh wow, dude. Wow. Yeah, I do see the resemblance, honestly. Oh god. Wow.
Like, once you see it,
Oh,
you can
man.
never unsee it. I remember bringing that up in the comment section of the reveal for Heroes mode, and people were like, "Yeah, you know what? He kind of does look like Jay Leno." And I was like, "Why does Jill look like Leonardo DiCaprio?" And then they were like, "She does."
No, James, speaking of Ada, yeah, she has the same Jill syndrome. Her butt is surprisingly distracting. Yeah, and also I was bringing that up in your stream yesterday for Revelations 2. I mean, not yesterday, earlier today. Claire's butt is surprisingly hypnotizing. Like, you always look at it, like, why? Let's see, why does Jalen look like super old Virgil?
I don't see it. I don't see it. You'd have
I
to
see
show me a comparison.
I see a chin maybe, but I don't necessarily see it. Maybe the chin.
Yeah.
It's the hair. No, I don't really see it. I don't. I don't see it. I really don't see it. Sorry.
Oh, so earlier today I brought up, like, what if they brought the artist who did the Devil Trigger forms for Devil May Cry 3?
Yeah.
And, like, what if how would you guys all feel like if he brought, or if he did the art design for not only the Devil Trigger but the character design and the enemy and boss designs.
Uh, Personally, I think they should bring back the artists from Devil May Cry 1 and maybe 2, because I feel like those
Yeah, well, like,
characters.
like what I was gonna do for the video, and I'm gonna probably touch upon that briefly, is have Platinum, because a lot of the people that used to work on Devil May Cry 1 and at Capcom in general, they work at Platinum now. So like Platinum would, how I would have it is just have Platinum stick with level design, while Kazuma Kaneko can handle like the character designs and all that. I mean, that's just me personally.
Yeah, they probably won't work with Capcom due to obvious reasons.
Yeah, which is understandable.
This is like a what if.
The composer of the original Resident Evil.
This is like a what if Platinum work with Capcom.
Isn't the composer to the original Resident Evil confirmed to be a fraud? Because he also composed the soundtrack to Onimusha and various other Capcom games.
What?
Like, didn't they confirm that he was being a fraud about that, and he had somebody else compose those tracks?
I didn't hear about that.
No, I didn't.
Hang on. Or they are the same people, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, this is a thing. Here, I'll link. Yeah, it was a thing. This, like, I remember hearing about this last year. I think.
This is back in.
Yeah, last year.
It says 2014.
That he came out or whatever, and he was saying that he didn't actually compose the tracks, which is a real shame because I like a lot of the tracks in Onimusha and Resident Evil 1.
The Japanese bait too. Oh wow.
Virgil has a question to ask. Virgil Senpai is here.
Where's your motivation?
Where's your motivation?
James, you're watching my stream while at an ATM. That is some true motivation right there.
Indeed it is. Props to you, James. Okay, now since we're still in topic on Resident Evil, how do you think they should how do you think they should have done Resident Evil 5? Now, I mean, personally though, yeah, 5.
I would have went back to the original style.
Now I would have done like Lost in Nightmares, just more, I guess.
Yeah, I would have made it more like Lost in Nightmares, but you know how Lost in Nightmares you can change the camera angle to
by examining the door 3 or 5 times.
Yeah, like that's how I would have had it. Like I would have had it being an option, like in the option menu where you.
Actually, I wouldn't mind that. Actually, me personally, I don't hate fixed angles as much as I hate tank controls. But really, I don't mind fixed angles. But yeah, I don't mind having that as an option. Just like let me have free control instead of having tank controls.
Yeah, like Capcom denies them being able to do it, and they know they can do it because Lost in Nightmares is evidence of that, but
this is lazy.
They just choose not to.
Yeah, they're being lazy with some of the games lately.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, James.
Exactly, James. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Capcom is lazy. I'm gonna say this till the end of time. I was genuinely surprised when they did, Resident Evil HD or brought over Trish and Lady over to Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition.
Yeah, well, really, they did it for money, honestly, obviously. But yeah, you're right, James. They are afraid of money. Like they didn't want no money.
Money.
Yeah, like Any
Yeah.
of us could step into Capcom right now, turn their company around, and actually help them gain money, but they choose not to do that because they just hate it.
And they must have an allergy against money. You must take medicine or
And I
something.
mean, okay, well, it's not even the fact that they might hate it. It's just what a lot of people have mentioned, like recently, with like the recent events of like Konami and all that, is that like a lot of these Japanese companies have like this old sense of pride,
Yeah, they do. That's common for like
which
Japanese.
is
They're
the problem.
more,
I mean, like, have you ever seen how they
they're
set
more
up
prideful.
their CEOs or whatever? They don't like pick them based on based on like
Criteria.
the like their criteria, right? They base them based on whether or not a certain amount of people actually like that person. Like, I'm not even fucking
Oh,
kidding you. That's an
really?
actual thing.
So they have to like you to hire you.
Yeah, that is a legitimate thing. Like, you have to
That's the
be
thing, though.
you
We could
you
be
have to be a
shoo-ins if we actually get a
businessman.
good side.
You have to be a
I like
businessman
it.
within the company, and then X amount of people have to actually like you and like you enough in order to pick you, and then you can be the CEO. It doesn't matter whether or not you're actually,
A good
meeting
or a
the
bad
requirement.
businessman. If you're a good or
It
bad
doesn't
businessman,
matter.
doesn't
You
matter.
just you're right. Doesn't matter if you meet the requirements. As long as somebody likes you, you're in. Uh, I'm convinced they have a monkey running Capcom. They do. You know what
They
their
do.
CEO does? He spends all the company's money on himself.
That reminds me of
The,
Konami
the
right
the
now.
most he's done so far is for the company at least is make a mobile division, a building for the mobile division. That's all he's done.
No, what's that game that people hated on the mobile? Breath of Fire, Line of Fire, was it? Like the
Breath
mobile
of
version.
Fire, it wasn't even a Breath of Fire
Yeah,
game. They just
like
threw the
they that
title
was, and I'm glad we're on top of Capcom right now. Like, and generally them. Do you think they can improve their business practice by getting rid of some people, or in general just improve upon actually listening to the fans?
they
Apparently, they're gonna hire some high school graduates or something like that. That was one of their restructuring plans.
really.
Yes, James, we
Yeah.
did.
Like, okay, well, because what you were asking, Brandon, was like an opinion based question, I guess. Like what I can say is I would what I would do is I would let go of certain people that make Capcom look bad. I'm looking at you, Gregor man. I would fire you like the moment I step in at
Oh,
Capcom.
no.
If I was working there, I would
Really?
fire you.
Please explain why. No, just for the people who don't know. You know.
Please explain why. Gregor man just is
Yeah.
not a good
Yeah, for people who
employee at
doesn't know.
Capcom. I mean, like,
The bull
What
he
do
made
you?
up about no physical release.
yeah, he has biases for the poor business practices that Capcom has pulled over these recent years. The fact that he, like, on stream, he denied that Devil May Cry 4 was even having DLC. I straight up asked him during the stream. I was like, "Hey, is the DLC going to be, Japan exclusive?" And he's like, "There's no DLC at this time." So I'm like, "You're denying that there is DLC." There's no saying that there's no announcements is like basically saying that yeah, there's DLC.
Hey, Dom, can you go like a brief history on what on Greg's BS? Since you know more about this than apparently any of us right here right now, so can you like explain what
Oh, Lord
Greg
Dagger knows too.
does?
Lord Dagger is kind
Oh,
of
oh,
involved in this too. Yeah. Um,
well, can you like guys explain like what Greg exactly said like and did to for a point like what Dom like wants to fire him? Like I'm like out of the
you
loop.
you want to know what he did to me? He blocked me for no reason. Okay, right?
Yeah, I
I
know
didn't
that. Yeah, I
like
know that.
yeah, and ignored my entry for 2 days, putting all the other entry like all the other entries at a 2 days advantage.
Hmm.
On top of that, you have to consider the fact that what he says on streams or just in general on social media, he says things to basically cover up the poor business practices that Capcom does, like not having a retail release.
Yeah. Having retail is like it's too complicated. My behind. Like, Red DMC have physical release, so why not Democrat 4?
Yeah, James
Now,
actually called him out and got blocked for it. So, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but James actually got blocked for calling him out about the DLC. I'm surprised he didn't block me from the streams for asking about that DLC.
Yeah, it's too public. I doubt he would. It happened a lot. I doubt he would do anything to do that though to cover it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Besides, all the people there at that time, if you either get blocked and you told me or Kyle at Twitter, you got blocked for no apparent reason, we will call him out on it, and people probably would pick up on it.
Right.
So yeah. Since what happened between you guys, it was like private-ish. Like no man knew exactly until you told us. It was happening a lot. So.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, and it's not even like the situation with myself. If we just go off of like, again, not even the PR stuff for Devil May Cry, like Greg is just not a good like PR person, like he's just not someone I would hire personally. Like he just generally just like I don't know. I would have to see what he does or what he's done to get to be like what requirements he's met in order to get hired there, because I don't think I would personally hire him.
Yeah. Yeah, from what we've seen, I don't see him as all that great as a spokesperson in PR,
He ignored someone you voted for. Did you vote for him via personal message or through the comment section? Because if it was through the comment section,
voting system.
Yeah, the voting system was broken as soon as round 2 ended up being a thing. Oh, you voted for me? I wouldn't be surprised if he ignored votes for me because, let's be honest, Greg doesn't like me. I don't know what I did to deserve not being liked by him, but that.
You didn't really trash talk him until after, like.
Yeah, I didn't trash talk him until afterwards because I didn't do anything. Like what did I do prior to myself getting blocked? What did I do to deserve getting blocked? But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day.
It's a good thing you're using your YouTube name, your Google Plus name for Twitch. Otherwise, he probably would have blocked you.
Yeah, I'm glad he doesn't know that I'm Dom24, but whatever.
That was worse, Tante or Tamim or Greg?
Tamim's worse. Greg is tolerable.
Yeah, he's tolerable.
And I mean,
he needs to stop white knighting DMC. He needs to admit it. If
he has a bias for DMC. I've mentioned that numerous times on the stream.
No matter how you like the game, no matter if you really like the game, it's a failure. Like it's a failure. It really is.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? Because your mic didn't pick that up.
You remember the high scores he posted on Capcom Unity?
Yeah, he was like, oh yeah, the game is getting high scores, but you guys shouldn't be taking this really seriously. And then he turns around, goes on Twitter, and then starts taking this seriously.
Yeah, I posted that on to Dom, and like, really? That's the case, you're being a hypocrite, Greg.
Exactly. It's like, come on now. Practice what you preach.
The easiest scores don't matter, but yet here you are promoting a review that gave DMC the Glitch Definitive Edition, the Broken Edition, a 10.5 out of 10.
Wasn't there a review that gave it an 11?
I don't care.
I mean, regardless, it doesn't deserve any of those.
It really doesn't. Honestly, it doesn't even deserve an 8, let alone a 7.
I think Dagger, the review you posted and shared with me, that one was an unbiased review and a review that was, worthy of
It's
that game.
I came to learn that not to always listen to the mainstream reviews because you saw what happened with DMZ, right?
Yeah,
People giving it high scores and look how that turned out for the fans.
It
yeah,
was
paid
reviewers
reviews.
prostituting them.
Yeah,
What happened?
paid reviews. That's what happened.
Paid reviews.
You might want to compare this to a situation with like Devil May Cry 2, where that game also got good reviews, but I mean, I don't know if those reviews were paid or if those reviewers legitimately thought that.
I don't even really want to say they were paid because I see a lot of reviews based on like sevens. I see a lot of sevens. DMC got like eights and nines and some tens.
Right.
So me personally, I will give DMC 2 a 7 as well. So the
Yeah.
reviews are pretty spot on, if you ask me. As far as DMC, they're like way off.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
I say they're consistent enough.
yeah, I
But
mean,
that's
the thing
outside of
is
that.
that and I'm sorry to interrupt you too, but like the thing is that like with Devil May Cry 2 and DMC, the reviews are great, but when you play the games, they're not good, and people know that, and it's like the people that try to defend that are in denial. Like what do you say to that?
For me, for DMC2, I can literally outright admit the flaws, but I can also look at the pros that lead to even bigger things for the series. You know, saying I can say the
They
same
had
for
good character.
DMC, but DMC had things that are terribly wrong for all the wrong reasons. Versus DMC, it had some of the things that DMC2, some of the aspects that worked were later moved on, made the series even better. Maybe we know now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd be happy to defend DC2 for some areas. For other areas, it's unexcusable. So just feel that way. Yeah,
Uh,
what James said, good animations.
I know, Dagger, you were gonna say something, right?
No, that just that DMC2 had pretty good character designs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. That's why I want to see a Devil
yeah.
May Cry 2 costume in special edition.
Yes, please give us a DMC2 costume. I want that costume. Please make Lucia's return. I agree. Make her return with a better background story.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine if Devil May Cry 2 played like for special edition? Like that shit would be insane.
Exactly. DMC2 had a lot more potential. It could make DMC3 even better, even 4, in the long
Yeah.
run. No, yeah. Gameplay aspect though, is a lot of things there, but it won't fully execute because by the looks of it, it was a rushed sequel. Trying to cash in on the name Devil May Cry.
If it were for Devil May Cry 2, we would have had 3.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Dagger. I'd say the same thing to everyone else who hates on Devil May Cry 2 for from other reasons I already explained. Was it for 2? We wouldn't have 3.
Yeah,
So
I mean, okay, like you get like, and I'm sure most of you here, watch Vash. Like Vash always says, like, oh hey, well, I hate people that defend two for the things that they defend it for, like like the rainstorm and the wall running and all
yeah,
that
but
for.
yet he uses those things in combat.
Okay, it's not even that. It's like those are valid points, and I disagree with his argument on saying that those aren't valid points because they are.
Yeah, because the Brainstorm became an
Because
iteration for 3 and 4, Gunslinger.
here's the thing, it's like what Itsuno did was take all the things that worked in 2 and made them better in 3.
Nice picture.
Koss is
Oh,
back.
welcome back.
Awesome,
Oh,
We're just having a general discussion now. It's not even about Devil May Cry at this point.
yeah, we went way off topic.
Overall,
Should I say something? I guess I should
Yeah,
say
you're right,
something.
James.
Can you hear me?
mm-hmm.
Should I say something? Okay.
Hello.
It's the awkward fucking silence.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Right.
What are you guys were talking about anyway?
Oh, we were just having a general discussion. Just at this point, we went from talking about the streams to just going from Resident Evil, then
Yeah.
going back to Devil May Cry. We just kept flip flopping. It's just a
We're talking about
general
Capcom in
discussion
general.
at this point.
Yeah.
That's why I'm gonna change.
Generally about Capcom.
I'm just gonna change the name of this like hangout to a general discussion of Capcom.
Yeah, that worked. Talking about how much bread sucks.
Talking about how much Greg sucks.
Especially in the streams, though.
I feel
His
bad for
gameplay
that person who got banned during the streams for calling him out on his play level.
I call him a scrub too. When he died against Blitz at stretch, I like scrub. And I wasn't the only one too. Like a lot of people call him a scrub. I wasn't the only one. Quite a few people
Yeah, I
did call
noticed
him a
like a
scrub.
bunch of people were calling him a scrub as soon as he went up against that Blitz.
I was joking though, but seriously, it was awful.
Like Greg is good against like scarecrows and freaking. That's it, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean he can hardly keep up with the Angelos.
Also,
Yeah,
Angel's like, just get behind him, simple. You don't need to keep tagging him unless, you got something to break your shield around the break on the back. Sorry.
unless if you're Dante, then you can just pull out Lucifer and just
Ching, ching, ching.
stand the fuck out of Lucifer.
Or use Yamamoto, Let's have immune parry frames.
Yeah.
Just immune to parry.
matter.
Yeah, you can use Yamamoto against those shields and stop them from being countered.
I wonder if with Virgil, the only thing you need to do to get a blitz out of his shield is just do the judgment pattern from the get-go.
Right.
Yeah.
If not
That would
that, summon rainstorm. Summon
Yeah,
with the
that.
summon,
whatever it's called.
Honestly, you know something? Greg hasn't used the cannon against Blitz, right? Because despite Tristan doesn't look like she has a lot of options to take out Blitz shield, he could use a laser to take away the shield. That's one option. They just keep attacking him with the sword.
Yeah.
the only person that can attack the blitz with a sword is Dante, because he can really block cancel that.
And
I don't know
Nero,
if
you
he
use
knows
charge
what I'm
shots,
talking
use charge shots and whatnot for Nero, and just grab him over and over and over again.
The best way with Nero is either maximum bets, or just do double trigger near, or charge shot level 3.
Yeah, that's it. Gonna hold a Blitz down. Yeah. Honestly though, round trip's kind of a useless ability as far as Dante go. Yeah, they should buff Dante's road trip, but it already been confirmed that they're using the PC version of Dante and Nero, and that's it. Nothing new, unless you're a console gamer, of course, which is unfortunate.
Well, I'm still confused how and why does Nero do 5 hits sometimes on his streak?
No, that's a question though. Good question. How did Nero did 5 hits? Like I don't remember him doing it before, so was that like a?
And that was pretty new to me, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? I haven't seen that on PC or anything else actually. It's pretty new.
Yeah, you notice they haven't done it again after that 5 hit.
No, there was on the other streams they played Nero, in the customs house. He did like a 4 hit, I think. Like 1, 2, and 3, and the fourth one, and I was like, wait, what? So I think my theory is that it goes up to 5 if you keep hitting the button or something.
That could work. We have maximum gauge and just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so I want to know how much like or how well is that speed buff in special edition for Dante and Nero, because I know they both got speed buffs.
It looks
I think
fantastic
Like
from here.
I want to play the game for myself and just be able to see like how well it affects them, because I don't think those speed buffs are gonna be enough for those characters to keep up with Virgil and Trish.
Me personally, though, I think Dante on his own feet can stand just fine. His version, just Nero is more concerning since he lacks no variety of weapons, unlike Dante and Virgil.
Yeah.
well,
No, Lady has more
everyone.
weapons than Nero.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Like I was hearing, like, was it Polygon or was it Game Informer that was like, oh yeah, Nero's got like weapon swapping now or something like that. And I don't know if they were
Was
just, I don't know if they
okay?
said that by
Wasn't
It could be
mistake.
a
And you know that's fine, but if like, could you imagine if he can use Yamato outside of DT and a few cutscenes and combos?
they said it by mistake. I thought so.
Yeah, like I was
okay?
pretty sure they said that, you know, like they were like, oh yeah, Nero's got weapon swapping now.
You
But
know,
then they were like,
Like,
they really should do Nero's gameplay like as far as swapping goes on his Devil Ringer. Like since his D-pad does like virtually nothing, why not have that for his Devil Ringer?
well, okay, like, because you know how Nero was supposed to have styles at one point?
Yeah.
I bet you that, like, Devilbringer and Manual Rev were supposed to be styles.
Now, how I done it is I like have like say directional up for Devil Ringer, directional left for Yamato, directional left right for Aegis Shield, and down for something else altogether. No, I would have done that though. That's how I
Yeah,
would
for
have
like,
done.
excuse me, yeah, for like the styles, if he had styles.
You remember when you said that they turned Lobo into Dante?
Love that. Yeah, Lobo went from buff dude, rock and roll metal looking guy to this slim. What happened to you? He lost weight or something. Lost all that muscle.
Was that
wait,
that was the Hatred trailer
No, he just trigger.
where dude literally looks like Lobo, and I didn't even know who Lobo was until then.
I didn't notice it actually. I
hey
hate
guys,
it.
how do you feel about Virgil having? Okay, I think the only four styles that could come up with Virgil was Doppelganger, um, Royal Guard, but I think Virgil really deserves that.
Like a variation of it that just works differently from Dante's.
Yes.
Yeah. Um,
I think he needs
anything
Swordmaster
with
for sure.
Yeah, like the
yeah.
ones I listed was Doppelganger, Swordmaster, his own Royal Guard, and Dark Slayer.
Yeah. I mean, okay, if we were gonna replace Gunslinger, right, with
I would
something
call
that
that
worked around
Sword
summon
Illusion.
swords.
I probably would call it Sword Illusion, just
Yeah.
because
Yeah, something
yeah,
like that. And just make him do like crazier stuff than what he does normally, you know?
yeah, like heavy rainstorm. Say just doing the direction, just press circle or something, or forward.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know. I would try to come up with some like interesting stuff that he can't just do like normally, you know, like spiral swords would not be part of that style, you know.
Iron Maiden. I'll make a move like that.
Yeah, something like that. Like maybe something that would like kind of like the heavy rainstorm, but in the sense that it's going from side to side instead of from the top.
Huh.
Like I don't know. I think that's how I would handle it. So then
Or
it
I
lines
probably
up
done
everybody,
like
and you can use Stinger or something like that.
I probably do like in Democrat one, like how he did his in the final boss fight. He could like position them, like maybe do something like that. Have them go
Yeah,
from straight line or like from horizontal or vertical,
yeah.
something like that. That can work.
I gotta go again. Goddamn. Okay, I'll catch you guys later if you're still on.
We're probably gonna get off in about 5 or 6 minutes anyway, because I really want to get to sleep. So, but if you guys want to share any last minute thoughts,
My only thought is I've already used everything double trigger.
all right.
These are what?
Ultimate double trigger.
Ultimate double.
Need Angelo return.
I don't think
That,
he ever
that's
Angela's ultimate double trigger. I think it's just his like
that's just
No,
I
I
don't
like
know,
to
a
see
bitch form, but Mundus made him do it.
yeah.
yeah, but I actually like to see a return for if they make a corrupt version skin.
Yeah, I think they're gonna make a super corrupt. Like all the costumes he had in 3, those are gonna be alternates for him because he didn't have many. All he had was 3, so like why not port those over? And then he might have a DMC costume.
I hope not.
Yeah, I mean, I've stated my opinion on that. Like I'm indifferent about it. I would hope they wouldn't bring it over, but I would rather not see it. Oh, see a cost.
He left without saying anything.
You're right. He always does that.
Yeah, he really does that.
And I mean, okay, and just to go briefly on costume since we're about to end this, but Greg did mention on stream that some of the costumes, multiple times he said this, that some of the costumes are just color palette swaps, meaning that we can see a Vante costume finally.
Yes, I don't know. You mean those jokes I made right for like Lady and Trish? Trish
Yeah.
should have a zip down costume. Lady should have a shirtless. Since the
Oh
one down to
yeah.
Virgil, yeah, may have like
Yeah.
a coatless.
Yeah.
You may have a coatless shirt. So why not have a shirtless lady?
Right.
Equality, right? Equality.
Right.
Bra only costume. Yeah, actually, that would work. A sprawl in the boy shorts costume.
Oh, and you know what? I remember how he was saying that he would note stuff for DMC. Have you noticed how he hasn't been noting anything for Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition?
Yep. Have you noticed that he spent most of the time on Democrat Defense Edition than he does with anything else?
Exactly. I mean, like
That or
I asked,
Monster Hunter.
like that's why I asked him. I'm like, hey, Resident Evil.net site for Devil May Cry, is that going to be a thing? And he's like, nope.
He's digging right into meme. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, he should just work at Ninja Theory.
Yeah, might as well. Him and Timmy seem to be buddies along with Alex Jones. You remember that guy?
Oh yeah. Does he still work at Capcom?
Don't know.
I think he left.
Did he leave?
He left.
He could replace Tam Tam. He's American
So
to me.
Alex Jones actually left. Oh wow. That's why
Check,
we haven't seen it anymore
do you
because we
want
haven't
to know
heard.
what I want to see for the next Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition stream on Unity? I want to see Japanese Tamim and Tony Yates stop by.
Excuse me, sorry.
I just want him to be like, "Hello, my name is Tamim and Tony Yates." Like, just please stop the minutes.
Please understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Bayonetta is too Japanese for him.
Right.
The funny is, though, Bayonetta. The thing is, though, Bayonetta and Democrat aren't really Japanesey. They have some maybe Japanese inspired stuff somewhere, but it's for the most part it does come off as more of a West game, but it's not westernized with tropes. Just its own style, literally. Same
Yeah.
go for Bayonetta. I mean, she's British, not Japanese. Just pointing that out there.
Yeah.
Ironically, Tamim is British, and
Right.
he thinks it's Japanese.
Right. And you know what's even funnier is that DMC borrows a lot of stuff from Bayonetta, like the style system that Platinum Games has.
Limbo.
Yeah, which is basically the
Purgatory.
Purgatorio or whatever. Yeah.
Does DMC have a stiletto move from Bayonetta? Because I heard someone say something about that.
Yeah, some of the moves from Bayonetta are in DMC. Like some of the gauntlet moves or some of Bayonetta's standard moves, and then Stinger and
That's how.
Million Stab.
Some Eric's surprisingly part of better weapons in the game have some of the weakest combos. I mean, it looks meh.
Because it doesn't have any kick moves.
Exactly.
Eric's is
He's
a
a
poor man's
boxer.
Ifrit.
Yeah, he's like a boxer. That's all it really comes off as.
Right.
Exactly. Just a punch spam thing.
Yeah.
It has no variety to it.
Yeah,
No kicks,
DMC5 needs co-op, and you know what else it needs? It needs to borrow a lot of
Reverse
things
mode.
from Bayonetta, like unlocking the weapons from previous games. That should be a thing.
Here's a day for that though. Every time you beat the game, of course you get a new costume, right? What if you beat the game, like say on normal mode, you get the Devil May Cry 1 and Devil May Cry 2 costumes, and you unlock those weapons from those games with those costumes.
I wouldn't want Devil May Cry 2 weapons, though.
I mean, like, okay, well, let's say have like an inspired weapons from Devil May Cry 2, because we know this have devil arms, but let's say like, that spear from that one eye pirate demon thing, the skeleton, and also the hammer from that fire demon. Let's say just have inspired weapons from those and bring them to Devil May Cry 5, just as an example.
James, they were ass. I absolutely agree. The weapons in Devil May Cry 2 were ass. Devil May Cry 3 was Devil May Cry 2 is the best third-person shooter ever. And DMC was competing for that.
I agree. Against those birds, I agree.
Yeah. No, you can just skip a lot of those birds. You can just run past them or just fly past them.
I know, but they can be quite annoying. I know, they literally can be quite annoying where you're not using DC.
Yeah.
Ow, my neck.
So it's ADHD
right,
I'm sorry?
That one guy that has trying to also compete against Devil May Cry 4.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
ADHD, we call him ADHD.
Yeah. Isn't he like talking about like camp homo or something like that? Like he's a real homophobe or something like that.
Yeah, and he told James to something about a swastika.
I want him to like go up to like a gay bar, and just like say that shit in person in front of like actual homosexuals and just get his ass beat. Like I just want to see that happen.
That you brought up bars. It's funny that you brought up bars because to me I'm like to bring up that bar code thing, or at least we do for the most part. It's just like I can't help to say that to me. Have you seen Democratic anime?
Yeah, the first episode. The
beginning of the episode. Just he goes into a bar. That's what Sunday. People laugh at him. He shot a guy in the head.
Right.
And being that Dante doesn't kill humans, I use air quotes because he did kill a human in Devil May Cry 2. So he did get the face stumped in by Dante. Seriously.
Yeah. All right, I guess we can end today's stream.
Okay, I can go.
And I'm glad we can have this, but like maybe we can do this again sometime, but have it a little more focused. I mean, I guess today's was more of like a. Yeah, I guess today's was more like a in general talk. Well, next time will be more focused. And
Next time we do a Democrat 4 talk, will it be after Lady or after Dante? Because I think we should do it after Lady. Like
I think we should,
again Friday.
yeah, Friday, if that works out for everybody, maybe at a better time. Next time I
Hopefully
won't
I
stream
can.
on Twitch again.
Okay.
Good, yeah, good, James. Hopefully we can have your voice and input on this because you obviously know more than us scrubs over here.
And we're still going to do this tomorrow too, right? Like, we're going to talk about again tomorrow? Because I forgot.
Yeah, possibly. If you guys are up for it, we can talk. Nice, the nerd. Don't.
Alright.
It's okay, James. We're all nerds here.
Yeah, we're all nerds here. All of us are nerds.
All right, so you guys want to say anything before we go?
Like what?
Just whatever. I mean, you guys want to shamelessly plug in? I don't care. Do whatever.
Well,
I don't really care.
you can check out my Twitter at arcanemagic514. And that's it.
Dagger, you want to leave any input?
I think
Dagger, you've been pretty quiet in this stream.
I was having too much fun enjoying y'all talking about taunting.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
so
the next time we stream, we can have something a little more focused so that everyone could have like their own 2 cents to add in. Because I feel like it was just me and Brandon talking.
yeah, it was fun though.
Yeah. I agree. I'd like to do this again.
Yeah. Also, remember, guys. Remember. DMC is Shakespearean. Timium is God. He saved this series. He's the savior. We need him to make the next Democrat game because we know that NC30 did a damn good job. We know that game wasn't glitch filled, it wasn't broken, and it had scroll seaming, and it had plot holes, more than cheese, it had anything. It was just perfect. I mean, just absolute perfect. You people stupid think that DMC is not the best Democrat. You think it's stupid that it has nice games.
Shakespearean, man. You don't understand.
Yes. See, Dom gets it.
Tamim was the savior of video games. What are you guys talking about?
He's our Lord and Savior.
Best
Timium is the savior in Democrat 4.
Devil May Cry
People
4?
make
That game
factions
didn't
of
innovate.
It destroyed everything. That's the reason why we need a reboot.
Alright, so I guess we got all of our input out, so hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you relatively soon, hopefully.